So what happened?
They may have been at the bar. They may have been at the bar we're at. Where are we at today, Dan?
We're in Suderham, which you've taken me to this charming little. You said this is a great area.
Yeah, it's an island resort.
It's an island resort, and
That's
you've
right.
taken us to a place, the sign of the White Knight, and you said that this is the best part of town.
This is where all the tourists go. It's a tourist trap. There's little trinkets and everything else.
I think I saw Vic at the sign of the Rose last night.
Oh, you did see Vic at the sign of the Rose.
Someone who looked like Vic.
Yeah.
Was at the sign of the Rose.
Well, it's a tourist. It's a place where tourists can come and rest and relax and recharge.
Everyone was so friendly.
They were very friendly
last night.
They were extremely friendly at the old.
It was weird. I usually don't get that much attention.
No, you're right. And then I showed I didn't have any money, and then strangely they kicked me out, which I didn't get.
Which is weird because when we entered, we had lots of money, and then it strangely disappeared.
Right. So you come in with money, you leave without. It's kind of like going to Sci-Fi City, which is a great place. Which, by the way, we're still getting a lot of positive comments from that event. People really had a great time.
That was a lot of fun. I'm going to run a game there again because I really liked Sci-Fi City.
Oh, don't tell Jeannie. Okay, well, we won't. No problem.
Oops. That I must have been confused. That wasn't Vic at the sign of the Rose.
That's right. It's not. And we're going to be in Suderham up until the tournament. This is kind of like we're staging here. So
you said we're doing a pub crawl.
We're doing a pub crawl. That's right, through Suderham.
Sounds great.
So welcome to Grog Talk. I'm James.
I'm Dan.
So again, for our folks, sorry we're running a little late, but unfortunately we had some technical difficulties. And the production goblin, Nico, he is at the Goblin War College today. His school has started, and I guess due to the terms of his probation, he has to go to school on Saturday. So.
Well, I think is that mandatory? All goblins, you have to do a period of service, don't you?
Right.
When you think?
I think so. So he's going to be unavailable for the next few weeks while he learns something that he'll never use. But hey, it's closer to him becoming an emancipated goblin, which is what myself and my spouse are looking forward to.
Now, there's a hellhound in residence, is that right?
Yes, there is a hellhound.
Are we going to get to see the hellhound? There's a hellhound running around here. Are we going to see this thing?
I think we'll try to do that at the end. After the show, I'll see if we can bring him in.
Because we don't need more production problems. He runs. Right. If he ran through here, I want to see him run through, right, and behind. Just do a little lap.
So my two older sons are here. All three of my children are here, which is great. They too came last night, and my oldest son has a Doberman, a giant Doberman, and Dan was not aware that a Doberman was here. He was telling me that you like cats.
Yes, I like cats.
You have a number.
We have 8 cats in the house right now.
So when a large 90-pound missile was aimed at you, what was your reaction?
No, it was quite terrifying. I mean, let's just put it this way. I rolled a 2 on my surprise roll.
You were surprised.
That Doberman got 2 free attacks on me. The fire's going down. This is a sign. This is the last episode of GROGTALK.
That's right. This is like
hellhounds, fires.
The Sex Pistols. You feel like you've been cheated, so there you go.
Gosh.
Yes, right. He has 8 cats.
This place, man, this area of town's crazy.
It is crazy.
Get the hell out of here.
We got dogs, hellhounds running around.
My God.
He does look like a hellhound. I mean, it literally looks like the hellhound.
I want to go back to Hobbiton. All
right, so let's talk real quick about GrogCon coming up October 11th through 13th.
Better sign up.
Right.
You're not going to get into these choice games.
Right, we have lots of games. If you want to host a game, that you still have options till September 15th. We got to give Marty, right?
Sorry, Marty. I got to give him. We should make him call the Grog line to get it. No, but then everyone would hear it.
You want more hoops for our fans?
I know, right? Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, Marty I got to send you the redemption code.
You know this is.
No, this is not good.
Oh! Is it gonna stay up? I hope so. That's good.
I think it's gonna spring from
it's just gonna launch on it.
We got GrogCon coming up October 11th through the 13th. You can register at Tabletop Events through the Crucible 8 convention. So please do so. Please sign up for the games, and I've only got 1 spot left in 2 of my games. So sign up.
Yeah, yours is doing real well.
Thank you. Thank you. My reputation precedes me. And yep, we've got the free pass coming for Marty for being on the winning team.
That's right, from our tournament. And so again, there's miniature play, tabletop role playing, other old school games. Vic is going to run his adventure. He came on last week and talked about the 3D modeling he's doing for that, and basically he's recreating Blood Red Falls for you to play. So that just in itself, Carl Slicing created a module just for GrogCon. So we have that. We have all kinds of things. So if you want to have a great weekend, come out to GrogCon October 11th through the 13th down in Kissimmee, which is about 45 minutes from here. It's South Orlando, basically, for those who are not from the area. Okay, we want to thank our patrons and reviews that we've been getting on iTunes. So we have another heraldry we have to issue to Ron. Ron, who was at our summer tournament a couple weeks ago.
Indeed.
He has claimed East Orlando. He recognized that you got all your spots open. Yeah, well, mine too. I know how you feel. So Vic's like he's got room available. I'm definitely playing in. See, that's why I'm not running so many games, because I know as one of the organizers, you're supposed to be available to run around. I'm taking the opposite approach. I'm just going to keep playing. And if people want me, they can come find me.
That's great. That's great.
So I intend to play in Vic's game. I intend to play in Carlos's game.
Well, sign up for Vic's game. Make him feel better.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah. I will do that. I will join.
I like how Ron is not being greedy. He's just taking East Orlando.
Right.
Vic has like all of Minnesota.
Right.
I'm not saying Vic was greedy, because we offered him Minnesota, I think, didn't we?
Yes. He was happy with it.
As he should be.
Actually, I think he was a little concerned we're going to give him North Dakota, which is not where he lives, because we're talking about the Big Sky.
Right, because you're required to kind of what we call ride the circuit.
Right.
You're required to visit the territories periodically.
Right.
So if you have North Dakota, you have to go there.
Right. Yeah.
So
he has to visit his entitled lands. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So Ron, in fact, in his email said, "Well, I understand claiming all of Orlando would be problematic, so he is claiming East Orlando."
Oh, because that's right. Because you'd be under his power.
But he was born and raised in North Dakota.
I know. Go Bison.
I didn't realize
he went to North Dakota State.
Oh, very good. So now he claims North Dakota too. Well, we'll see. We'll have to talk about that. Already there could be a territorial claim.
No. We need to give Vic North Dakota. You know why? Okay. What are the odds we're gonna have a listener from North Dakota?
You say that now. Someone may pop out of the wood. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
Well, if you're from North Dakota and you're out there, you better become a patron.
You better become a patron. Fast. Or else Vic is
invading.
His hordes are moving.
The Vikings.
They're moving west.
The Minnesota Vikings are coming.
Absolutely. Okay, well, he's making his claim. What is that? It's like a deed. You have to wait so many days, or you have to we have to advertise.
He's giving notice.
Right. We have to
he's going to publish notice in the local newspaper that Vic is claiming North Dakota. So what do we give it? 1 week? 2 weeks?
I would give it 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2
weeks.
So
North Dakota, you got 2 weeks, or you're going to be under the...
What happens if it's South Dakota? Someone lives in South Dakota, and then they want to move up where Vic's moving west. Then we'll have to figure out some kind of trial.
Exactly. We would have... So what we do is we give them each a character, and we would... Yeah, they would be a
Carlos
battle.
would run be the referee for that.
Are there jousting rules in one?
Yes.
Of course there are. Why wouldn't there be?
Of course there's someone's done jousting.
So we would do a joust.
Publish knows my butt. Well...
No, what we would do is we would have a grappling contest with the grappling rules.
Oh yes, that's right. We have the grappling.
We'll bring Ed on.
That's right.
Ed is the grappling expert,
arbitrator of weaponless
What
combat.
I like about Ed and grappling is that Ed not only does Ed know the grappling rules well, he knows he's the only one who does. Yeah. So if it's grappling time, he's like, give me the DMG.
Yeah, we played last week, and I'm not sure what. He could have told us he's ripped people's arms off.
Carry the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he's got this result.
Oh, I gouged him for 2 points, and they tackled me.
Yeah, he's got my left
3.
arm in the back, and there's 2 points there. Yeah, but that's a great thing about it is that you just You just let him do it as the player.
Right.
Ed told me at GaryCon to grapple, and for the look on the DM's face, I'm like, I grapple. And
Right.
the guy was like, are you serious?
We only have 3 hours.
Get out! Yes, get away from my table.
Like SpongeBob, 2 hours later.
Leave my table. Well, are we ready to now provide Ron with a? All right. So I think this.
So I'm going to be typing. So you're going to have to. You want me to roll, or are you rolling?
I don't care.
I think you should roll.
Okay.
You're going to drive the bus. For Ron, here is.
So 15. What am I doing? That a 20-sided and
30-sided divided by 2.
Oh, okay. It takes forever to roll. Just rolls and rolls and rolls. It's not bad.
7.
Chamberlain.
Wow, what is the deal with the Chamberlain?
Wow. Oh, and then this is
D4. Well,
yeah, I don't know why I'm rolling that again.
Did you ever find your D4?
I don't have a D4. I've lost my D4.
You lost your D4 a month ago, and you still haven't found
it. It's waiting to be stepped on.
Probably. It's like
I'm just gonna roll this and figure it out because what we have
it's not her.
No, it's his most or all right. I don't know. I'm always confused by this one. All right. What does the all mean there? Oh.
All. Well, then it would be majestic, all brilliant, as opposed to most. So Chamberlain, all something.
Chamberlain, all. All right, I got you. All right. Brilliant.
Okay, so hold on. The Chamberlain.
Oh, wait a second. What did I roll? I rolled a 6. Yes, brilliant.
Chamberlain. All brilliant. Mm-hmm.
Highness.
Highness? Really?
Highness.
Okay.
Yes.
You sure?
Well, yeah, because right, it was 24. I don't know. Or did I roll 23, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23.
Yep, Highness, you're right.
23, so do we round up on that? Is that 12?
We round up 12.
Sir.
Oh, that's good.
Something normal. Oh, wow. What is this?
So you have to roll D30 and a D6 to see if it's coming back. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Oh, wow. So that would be like...
The last 4, one of the last 4s.
30, 29, 28, 27, 5 up.
Yeah.
Right. Relentless.
Sir Relentless.
Sir Relentless.
I like it. Relentless.
I think if I was a character, I would make my first name Sir.
I think someone said they were Sir.
They were. It was Rod's.
Right.
It was Sir whatever.
Sir.
He was his first level character. Yeah. I was being a smart aleck. It has to be benighted.
Yeah, and he's like looking at you like,
who are these guys?
Wait,
I'm never coming back. But if you made your name Sir,
right? You would think you'd have to. You'd think someone would have to sir you. You can't just self-sir.
Why can't I name my child Sir?
No, I'm sure. My wife is a
S-U-R.
Okay, or S-H. There's a guitar S-U-R-H. Sir.
There you go.
My wife's a pediatric nurse. You can ask her of all the names that people name their kids. It's horrible what people do.
Sure it is. All right. 10. Victor Over.
Victor Over.
Oh, so close to Slayer of.
Oh, that would have been great. All right. So Ron Christopher, we are ready to bestow his title. So Ron is the Chamberlain. We just by default, everyone's a Chamberlain from this point.
Is this the third Chamberlain?
Yes. This
really?
is the third Chamberlain. A fifth. That's like 3 out of 6 that we've bestowed. The Chamberlain, all brilliant, Highness.
Sir Relentless, Victor.
Over East Orlando, Ron Christopher.
I like that.
I love it. Congratulations, Ron.
Do you have a little? You don't splice in there a little trumpet music, do you?
I could do that.
No, I don't want to give you. No, I do enough.
I do make the heraldry page, which people have appreciated.
I like that.
What we need to do is start asking what colors they want, because I kind of come up with the random colors.
Mm-hmm.
Now some of them I kind of like when Martin did his. I try to incorporate the colors of Sweden and Quebec for Max.
Wow.
Which are similar colors.
Wow.
France and Sweden.
I hope that effort's being appreciated. That's nice.
It's the small touches that I think people, the Druids, yes, exactly.
Okay.
So if you are a patron and at any level, you can claim some part of the world for the Grog Empire, and then we will bestow it upon you. Which I think you love rolling dice and giving out names. Except Chamberlain seems to be the only thing we can do.
I'm a little disappointed in that.
All right, spell selection.
All right.
Are you ready for that next exciting thing?
I cast a spell on you.
Oh, no, random encounter. What am I talking about?
Oh my gosh, that was my fault. I grabbed that book.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm sorry about that, Martin. If it looks more like Finland. I'll have to look at it again, Martin.
Yeah, they're wrong.
Well, the banner maybe. You may be right. Oh, I'm sure he's right. He more than me.
He would know.
Right. That's like me trying to explain.
He's like telling us what the flag of the U.S. looks like.
Which, by the way, I'm glad he reminded me of that, because I was supposed to give him a shout out about something. Before we do that, I apologize.
I'm glad there's somebody outside the U.S. that doesn't hate us.
Us as
the U.S.
Who?
Not Grog.
Us? Oh, okay.
No, the United States, just in general.
Okay, because I was like, I don't think we've ever said anything. Heraldry. Okay.
It's hard to spell.
All right. So let me look at this. So Cyber Heston has said. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, I can change that if you'd like. I meant the back colors are there, but yes, that does look like Finland. I can change that around. I think the problem was, Martin, is that I kind of gave, or I should have made it exactly the Swedish thing. I'll change that for you. That's no problem. And then we can decide if you want to, like Vic is doing. He's not satisfied with his land that he's claimed, and now he's trying to move west.
Yeah.
This is very aggressive. I kind of like our lieges here and our I guess vassals, which sounds demeaning, but they are kind of technically our vassals. They're expanding. They're not satisfied with their empire.
We should turn this into like a game of Risk. So what you should do is, if you want to claim something, you let us know.
Right.
And then we'll do a notice. We'll do it we can just do it here orally on GROGTALK.
Right.
And we'll give like a 2-week period.
So it's Game of Thrones,
right?
We're becoming Game of Thrones like.
Now, does it? But your area has to be contiguous. But you can expand, but it's got to be contiguous.
Or it has to be so far away from us we don't know it's contiguous.
We think it's either contiguous or we believe it's contiguous.
Right. So the other Chamberlain, if David Thompson were to claim South Korea, and even though he's in Australia, we'd be like, yeah, okay, that sounds about right.
Oh, yeah, see, now, last time I checked, Australia's an island. So that's kind of hard for him.
It would be a sea campaign.
That would be
he'd
good.
have to assault it. So, but I can see why Martin is correct. Yes. I don't know why I didn't put the yellow in the shield.
Don't beat yourself up.
I know that's terrible. I was unfortunately Carlos and Max. I inadvertently used the similar color scheme, so that's why I'm like, oh no, we have yellow and blue. It's not that big a deal. I'm rolling this time.
Oh, you got it. Let's go for it. All right, let's not be in a dungeon.
Let's not be. I almost again. We are ADD. This lack of production goblin. This is like having if you're ever fortunate to have someone to help you and then they're not here.
Yeah.
You kind of fall apart.
You become dependent.
He likes the expansive. So one of the things that Martin wanted to let us know, and I went there, is that he has finished his first part of the Swedish translation of the first edition AD&D rules.
That raises a very interesting question. How many different languages has AD&D? Is it only in English?
No, I know. Well, that sounded terrible. I'm aware of multiple languages, at least later editions. I assume all these have been translated.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't even thought about that. So if you're in another, if you don't read English.
Yeah, if you don't read English, someone has to translate for you. It's like, so this is it. So I went here and
available free of charge.
Free of charge. So if you click on it, it's super cool. I know I can't.
Oh wow! I love the.
There's a fighting man. He looks like a fighting man.
He's got the old. Not here. He's got the old school writing.
Right.
Right, which is very nice. The old school font.
Standard regular is the cover, and then you of course for us ignorant Americans we would have to Google Translate, and so I'm going to put a link in the show description. So for our Swedish friends, because unlike some of our other lieges, which again we appreciate them all, Martin is really taking this challenge up. How do we become the top 10 in Sweden? Well, part of it is helping Swedes play Dungeons and Dragons.
That's a good point.
Right, because if they don't care about, it's a small enough pool.
Right.
If they don't like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First Edition, they're not going to listen to our show.
So what you're saying is, to expand our listenership,
right,
we need to try to get people to play AD&D in Sweden.
Right, that would be helpful.
This could be. Hey, look, is that a gnome?
Yeah,
a gnomer.
It's a gnomer.
I love it. The gnomer. Oh, of course, the gnome is getting eaten by the spider.
So for those, so again, we're going to put the link here. So again, the illustrations are great.
They are.
So you can go here, and you know, it's kind of fun when you don't know the language. You can kind of guess what some of this is. So gnomer, and the picture is an innocent gnome walking through the dungeon, and Shelob or some giant spider is about to assault him. So very first edition.
Yeah, very very Monster Manual-esque, right? But that would usually be the entry for the giant spider or whatever,
right,
not for the gnome.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay.
I think, to me, wonderful. And do you know how you say illusionist in Sweden?
I do not.
It looks like it's illusionist.
Really? Where do you see that? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, you know how you say class or classes? Classer.
Classer. That's
Anything?
right.
Oh, that's multi.
Multi. That's
right.
So
Mojliga classer.
Could be.
Be multi classes.
What I think we should do, if Martin's game for it, at some point, maybe we should just have a 10-minute segment where he talks to the AD listeners in Swedish. Maybe he can record.
And we talk to him and we see how we do.
Yeah.
Like how much is understood.
No, he's not gonna. Well, he's not gonna understand anything we say because I can't speak for you, but we're really perpetuating the fact that we're ignorant Americans. But it's okay. Maybe Martin had a good idea. Perhaps not. Maybe it's his spider. It's not. It's not malicious. It's not like the spider's going to attack.
Yeah. Does that make him an evil gnome?
He does look stern in there. So anyway, we'll put the link up to our Swedish friends again. So Martin and David, two of our part of the GROGTALK, they are continuing to expand the AD&D First Edition universe, which is cool. That's what this is about, keeping the game going. So thank you, Martin, for sharing that with us.
Maybe First Edition has just hit Sweden. Are they aware there's like a second and a third and a fourth?
I believe they are.
No.
But don't let them know about it.
This is an amazing new game.
That's right. Well, and what's good is, you can kind of see, there it is, Illusionist. Oh, look at that. This is great. I mean, I only saw the first part of it. So check it out. And in fact, we'll do our suggestion thing. Go download this and share it with your friends.
That's my suggestion.
That can be your suggestion.
Okay.
We could take it to IKEA. And
well, down if you're from Sweden. I mean, if you speak Swedish, not if you don't.
Well, but some of it, the fun is to Google Translate and see how bad it butchers it, and then you're like, what?
That's true.
You're the illusionist can be a chicken of 14th praise.
Yeah, I'm a chicken. So a relative of mine was playing her first D&D game. She's playing 5th edition, and I said, okay, well, what race are you? She's a halfling. I said, okay, what class? And she said, I'm a baker. I'm like, okay, wait a second.
Wait, what?
Now, 5th edition. What is going on with 5th edition?
I don't know what a baker is.
That was just her backstory.
Oh, her backstory is
I knew there had to be more to that than
I'm a baker.
And she knew. I'm a 3rd level baker.
That's good. A master baker.
Master baker.
I love it.
All right, let's roll.
Now we're on to random encounter. 9.
Oh, are we back in the astral?
Yes, we are in the astral.
Oh, are you serious? I don't know any of these.
I'm re-rolling. I'm taking a mulligan.
No. Do not re-roll.
Oh.
It's aquatic.
Oh, aquatic.
10 is the astral. No, this is perfect.
All right, good.
I can't believe you're going to re-roll. You don't re-roll.
I'm it's all jacked up because the computer threw me set back.
You are.
No production.
Well, you got a hellhound in the house.
You got a hellhound.
It's a disaster. All right, give me a die 6.
Die 6. 6.
Oh, wow. You're in the deep, my friend.
I'm in the deep. Very nice.
This is not good. This should be an incomprehensible death segment. He's
well,
going to be eaten in a second. Oh, yeah, can I be a swimmer?
3rd level.
1st level.
1st level swimmer.
Make it fast. All right, give me all right, so you know the deal. Oh, wait, hold on. It's either surface or depth. So what do you want to do? A die 6?
Yeah,
or
1 to
whatever?
3 surface,
Got
4
it.
to 6, 5.
The depth.
Love
this
it.
is awesome. What am I doing down here?
Yeah, how am I survived there?
What did I do? Why did I? Maybe I popped out.
Well, in John's game, my gnome character is a sea captain, so
that's ridiculous. Does he have
which
a big
part?
hat? Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
of course he does.
Does he stands at like? Is it the bow, the front?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, what is it? You're a sea captain.
Well, I just call it the front. I'm the captain. I don't. What are they going to do? I'm an illusionist.
You're a gnome. The gnomes like water. They probably hate water.
Apparently they. Oh, so I'm really thirsty.
You love gnomes. That's your mug now.
That's right.
You've been drinking out of the mug.
That's right. I've been sipping from the mug. Here we go.
You know how to do it exactly.
8. That's pretty common.
8
for deep, deep water.
A black urchin. The heck is a
black urchin?
This has got to be Monster Manual 2, isn't it? It sounds Monster Manual 2-ish. Well, no, there's a land urchin. We can't even find where the black urchin is. I can't even find this monster. Is it actually Monster Manual?
Black urchin? No, that's not.
It doesn't sound Monster Manual, does it? Or is it? Oh, there's a whole entry for urchins.
In the Fiend Folio.
In the Fiend Folio. What is an urchin? Urchins constitute a
Mm-hmm.
family of marine creatures. Resembling 3-foot diameter balls of various colors. Yeah, they're like those things that floating on.
They're spiky. They're like sort of spiky looking things.
The more hit. Okay, so this is they're uncommon.
You spoiled it for us.
I know, but you really wouldn't have any idea, would you?
I have no idea.
They're the most common, so to speak.
Of the common.
Right.
Of the uncommon, they're the most common.
On the spectrum. 1 to 6 appear. They're AC 4.
So which one is this? Black?
This is a black urchin.
Black urchin.
Their hit dice is only 1+1.
This is what I got from a random encounter?
Yeah. Attacks 1, damage 1 to 6.
I think this is better. I feel safer in the deep ocean than I did out any other place.
Should we just like end this episode? This episode's terrible. Don't you think?
You can.
When the creature, okay.
It's actually, I'm surprised it lasted this long because you're very ephemeral when it comes to things. Like you try some things like, yeah, that's okay, now move on.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't I?
That's good.
A rolling stone gathers no moss.
Mm-hmm.
The more hit dice the urchin, the more spines the creature can fire in a melee round.
How's it fire things?
Oh,
it's underwater.
So you're firing. Oh, so you're okay. The more hit dice, the more spines. But number of attacks is 1, though. For practical purposes, urchins have an unlimited supply of spines to use as missiles. Oh, so you're just so it's like.
Yeah, but it was like a James Bond movie, like spears going through the water?
Right.
Because I'm in the deep water, right?
I'm with you. Yeah, this is deep. When the creature attacks, the spines are fired with the accuracy and range of a light crossbow.
Wow.
With a hit probability bonus numerically the same as the number of attacks. Oh, well, this is 1. Thus, an urchin which attacks twice per round would fire 2 spines each round with an accuracy of +2 light crossbow.
Okay, something's not making sense.
Yeah, because it says number of attacks 1.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have your?
Yeah, I got it over there. It's fine. I'm not too concerned. How did I end up with? That's like the crappiest of the urchins too.
Urchins have clairvoyance?
Wow, they're
they hunt the victims.
Love it.
Though they will not normally attack humans or near humans unless they themselves are threatened or attacked.
Yeah, so the hit dice must. So yeah, I think the thing is.
Oh wait, look.
This is the hit dice changes based on the color. That's what it is. 2 hit dice, 3 hit dice. So then, this one. So the red one gets 3 attacks. The silver one gets 5 attacks. The yellow gets 4
this is the most boring.
This is the lamest one.
The most common of the urchins. The black urchin is more dark gray in color than black.
Of course.
Each melee round, the black urchin can fire 1 spine with the accuracy of +1 light crossbow. Right. Successful hits 1 to 6 hit points of damage. The gem contained within the creature is worth, there's gem within, 10 to 100 gold pieces. A dead urchin can be broken up quite easily. Inside its body will be found a gem. Mm. Oh, so you go like, you're gnome, you should get a big net.
Right.
So you should go trolling for urchins.
These giant 3-foot diameter things that shoot light crossbows. That's what I'm about.
Well, what's its range? Is it the range of a light crossbow? Too, is that what it said?
Well, here's the part, and maybe they talk about it in here. if this is underwater, how does that work? Is it they're like a spear gun at that point?
Yeah, I think so. Don't you think?
Well,
it can be
super deadly.
It can be encountered on land. It has a rolling locomotion on land.
Oh, okay.
It's rolling by.
But how's that?
That'd be terrible. You're like walking down the beach.
Okay,
this thing comes rolling. Like, what is that?
Now it's AD&D.
And it's coming. You're like, oh, that's interesting.
And it's shooting at you. Yeah. Again.
Yeah, it's like,
how are peasants alive?
What are the size? They're all 3 foot. Oh, so yeah, if you had the yellow.
Yeah, 3 foot. Think about it. 3 foot's like this.
Oh, no, you want the silver.
A spherical ball of death.
So you want a silver one, which has 5 attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, and that special attack is venom. Oh, no, this is getting bad. We had the wrong color.
We got black.
The rarest of the urchins, dull silver color with black tips on the spines. Each melee round, the silver urchin can fire 5 spines with the accuracy of a plus 5.
Right.
Light crossbow.
Right.
Why did it say with the accuracy? Like, is that based on the range? Like the?
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's the only thing that would, like, the accuracy of a missile weapon. The only thing that affects it is range, right?
Yeah. Okay. Unless you're using weapon adjustments, which I'm not sure they're talking about there.
Mm. Or weapons. Can urchins specialize?
Well, if you use the book that shall not be named, then they went to urchin school.
Can I play? I think you can actually be an urchin, can't you? In on A.
I'm sure. That's right. A deep urchin.
I'm a deep water.
A dark urchin, a gray urchin. I love it.
I'm an underwater urchin. If a spine hits, if it's 2 to 5 hit points, we're still on the silver. Mm-hmm. The tips of the spines carry a venom, acts on your nervous system, and puts him into a catatonic trance for 1 to 3 days.
Wow.
Unless it's set. Oh, so yeah. So you're walking down the beach. Oh, and how many are appearing? Only 1 to 2 on the silver. So there's a pair of these things rolling.
Right. Giant balls of porcupine.
Kind of sparkling in the sun.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Something coming here. What is that?
Right.
And all of a sudden, because what's the range on a light crossbow one?
Outside, 200 yards probably. You wouldn't even make it to the beach. You'd be putting your cart away, getting your gear out to go down the beach, and you'd be shot down.
So is there like a sign, like, beware of urchin?
Beware of urchin. Don't pet the urchin.
You could step on a dead one. That'd be good. It'd be a dead urchin on the beach.
How much is the gems there?
Oh, the 250 to 2,500 on the silver. The black is 10 to 100.
See, a light crossbow range is 180 feet or yards, depending if you're inside or outside. So it's basically Omaha Beach at that point. They're just 5 attacks, machine gunning you. Yes, yeah.
I think you can attack. It has an armor class of 4 too.
Right.
And if you're underwater, so for some reason I'm swimming. I think it doesn't say you can't attack underwater that I'm saying. So I think this clearly attacks underwater. Don't you think?
I believe so.
Like a missile, like you said. Yeah, like a spear gun.
Spear gun. Yeah, right. Like those old James Bond movies where that would be really cool. Like, because how much do they swim by? Or they just...
Oh, yeah. Is that the swimming? The 2 after this?
Yeah.
So 15 inches.
Wow, they are.
For the black.
Right. They're movers.
And even on land, like the silver one is 12 inches.
Right.
So you're running.
And
it's faster than you. They'll surround you.
They'll pull you over.
The one gets in front of you. The one you're like,
and shooting missiles at you, or you could, look how fast they swim. You could hold them. Again, I have this James Bond thing where remember they used to have those underwater vehicles, and they'd have these huge combats with the Spectre versus whoever, and it was great. That it could be.
Here, so let's do that real quick. You're a silver urchin. I'm on the beach.
Okay.
I'm a gnome and I'm sunbathing.
Right. That's a sight already. I have to make a save or run in fear, but okay.
Yeah. So I have a short sword.
Right.
And then I'm standing there and I see these 2 silver urchins surround me.
Right.
Shall we roll for?
Sure.
Oh wait, I'm probably surprised. Let me roll.
Yeah.
It should be an increased chance? No, we'll just do a normal surprise.
Yeah, normal surprise.
I'm not surprised.
That's good. And we're not surprised because we see a glistening, white blob.
You're clairvoyance.
That's right.
You're like, I was that gnome. So there I am. All right, so I'm surrounded I'm in like my bathing.
So do you have any dexterity? You have a dexterity. Gnomes are pretty dexterous. So give
me like an ace. Oh, that's right, but I have no armor because I'm sunbathing.
That's right.
So I'm like an 8?
Between 9 and 7, depending on 9 and 6, depending on
We'll give me an 8.
Okay, so you have dex of 16.
Okay, so let's roll for initiative.
Okay.
Oh.
Am I a silver urchin?
Yeah,
I have multiple attacks, so I go first.
Oh, darn.
And
You're good.
And missile.
You have 5 attacks.
Yeah.
So that means you go 2, and then I go 1, and then you go 2.
Yeah, then 3. 2, 1, 3.
2, 1, 3.
Because I have to get 5 attacks.
Oh, that's right. Not the middle one's not simultaneous.
Right. No.
2, 1, 3. Okay.
Yeah, if I would have won, there would have been 3, 1, 2. So.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this we're learning.
Gnomes and Speedos. That's right. This is so disturbing.
We're giving. Oh, I used to have a subscription to that.
Gnomes. Oh, God.
You didn't back in the day. You didn't get that.
No.
That was always come on. I saw an advertisement.
I had a choice: Dragon or Gnomes and Speedos.
All right.
Are they still? Did you send them a thing saying you want to renew your subscription? That's what you should do.
Yeah, the Gnomes and Speedos.
Or take an old Dragon magazine and send it.
No.
Dear TSR, I'd like to redo.
When I got married, I canceled that.
Uh,
All right, roll. You get 2 attacks.
Okay. Yeah. 2 attacks.
Oh, and you're a hit die. Oh, you're 5.
5 hit dice. AC 7.
Yeah, Sylvia, you're 5
What's,
plus 3.
Yeah, 5 plus 3. So that's almost 6
You just
hit
roll
dice.
it. We'll figure out. Oh, I'm sure that's it. 13.
Yeah, 13's a hit.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
And you get another one, right?
Yeah, I get 2. Go ahead.
You want me to roll? All right.
I'll roll.
You're rolling for the urchin. You want me to?
10. I have to look up 10. What's the damage?
Oh, wait. I'm a gnome. I'm a first level gnome, and I'm an illusionist thief. Oh, now I'm just a thief. So I have 6. So I'm gonna roll my hit points. I have 2 hit points.
Okay. So what armor class we said? 7 or 8?
8.
The urchin needed a 5 to hit you.
Okay, so you got 2 hits.
Yeah, and what's the damage?
So what happens now? Oh, I'm gonna be dead before I'm.
You're dead. You're dead before. You're laying on the beach with your Speedo oiled up with some oil of slipperiness, and you look up.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, that's right. Hold on. I get points in my armor class because of my tanning lotion.
Okay.
My banana boat tanning lotion.
How much is that worth? Because
well, you're the DM. What would you think?
I'll even give you +2.
Okay, so you need a 7.
I need a.
Oh, and you're +5.
That's right, +5.
It's like a crossbow at short range.
You look up and you just got shot in the head twice.
I never saw it coming.
Never saw it coming. You just. Hey, look at me! I'm on the beach. Ooh, get more oil.
I'm like Boromir.
Dead. Rosebud.
Save Gondor.
Save yourself.
Go run. Save your sister.
It's like the Jaws movies, right? Everyone's swimming and playing. All of a sudden, you just look up and you just.
Oh, this is gonna be hard. Wait, this should be a module.
What the?
Like the urchins.
Urchins
attack on the beach.
Urchins attack.
Urchins attack! Exclamation point! You gotta roll your damage. It's not over, man.
Urchins attack.
It's +5. Just the accuracy. You don't get that. And I am in a catatonic trance.
You're
so I could die. You just like bleed out in a catatonic trance.
Mm-hmm. And then they take you back to become a slave. Well, how much damage?
2 to 5. Oh, it's
2 to
over.
5.
I have 2 hit points.
You don't know how many hit points you have.
No, I rolled it.
Oh, you have 2.
I have 2. I'm a thief.
Oh yeah.
1 to 6. I was enjoying my spoils.
Well, I rolled a 1
on the beach. All right.
Oh, but it's 2 to 5, so that's 2.
Right, but what's the death roll? Oh, nine is 10.
Right, then the second attack.
Oh.
You took. No, let's see. That's divided by 2 is 3. You're at -3.
Oh wait, I'm okay. I'm not dead yet.
Well, you're not dead. Someone better help you.
But I can't attack you.
No, you can't. You looked up. You were about to go. Oh, and then you got shot.
So now
you need to make your saving throw. See if you're paralyzed.
Oh, that's so. Yeah, catatonic. Am I like what? When I'm in a catatonic state.
You're in an unconscious state right now too, but you'd also be catatonic as well.
Oh, that's right. I'm unconscious because I'm below.
Yeah, you've been speared.
6. I didn't make it. I'm catatonic. What is a catatonic? What's that? I don't know. Just sort of like kind of like a veg.
Kind of like when I try to explain in unarmed combat to you, and you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Or talk
so
about
boring.
Boys.
So dull.
Our students.
Oh God.
You should know when you know
yes.
if you've taught.
I know the look. Yes.
That look of just.
Yes.
In a trance. That's kind of
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got 2 more. You got another attack, don't you?
I mean, now you're prone. You're not immovable.
Oh, that's so you get +5 normally, and
right.
then what's that +4?
I think it's +4.
So it's +9.
Yeah, it's +9.
Okay.
I don't 5. That's a hit.
14.
20.
29. Is that a hit?
I think it's 20. I love when people go. 22. Is that a hit?
All right.
Yeah, that's a hit. Yeah.
All
20
right.
plus 5. So it's all hits.
3 hits. All right. So roll the damage. I'm at -3.
Okay. Let's see. You're at -8, -7. Ooh, -12. And another 2, -14.
See, but we cheated because we really rolled a black urchin. But okay, fine. But we rolled, well, whatever. So all right. So
well,
it's
you were the one who wanted to be attacked by silver urchins.
We hadn't done an incomprehensible death in a while. So all right. So there it is. That was an That was our second.
That was incomprehensible. Summertime. You're just on the beach and then assaulted by a
You
silver
got it.
urchin.
Yeah.
Rolls up on the beach. What does it move the silver urchin? 12, right? Don't you say?
Yeah.
On the beach.
Silver urchin. Oh, on the beach, 12, yeah. 21
In the
underwater.
water. Right.
So it's just like coming at you.
Right.
Like a shark.
I like urchins attack. I think that should be a module we make.
Like
You're shipwrecked and you
yes. You're shipwrecked and there's just a bunch of urchins. Yeah, and you got to get to the edge. You swim to the beach, there's a bunch of urchins. It's urchin infested.
It's urchin infested. Like those old movies from the 70s, like Piranha, right? Where they, they were mutated by a mad wizard.
Right.
And you're just trying to survive the mass hordes of them.
Yeah, you're on an island.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of urchins.
Urchins, yeah.
That could be fun. You're like stranded on an island and it's just like,
Yeah. I think it's good.
Terrible.
Australia. We could be stranded on Australia.
Right. Right.
Check for random encounters.
Right.
Good.
There probably are a lot of urchins down there. The Chamberlain. The other Chamberlain.
The other Chamberlain. That's going to be a problem. Everyone's a Chamberlain.
I know. We have too many Chamberlains.
Yeah, I mean...
We're going to have to behead one of them. Don't you think?
Have a purge.
Should we roll? Yeah.
No, not yet.
It's coming, though, guys.
It's coming only because
There's too many Chamberlains.
Right. Our fame has come to our heads. Which is ridiculous. So... That's not bad.
Look, that turned out not to be bad. I kind of like urchins.
Right. They're vicious.
They are vicious. Well, and why wouldn't they be? You know what the only disappointing thing about this is? There's not a picture of like an urchin killing a gnome on a beach.
So Martin, I'm not sure if you know the person who designed those pictures. Could we get a gnome like that gnome with the spider, but one with an urchin?
Yeah, you want the gnome? I was thinking of somebody underwater, but
whatever.
You may know, but I don't know. You're thinking like on the beach.
Well, the whole thing we just did.
Yeah.
You'd be gnome with the magazine, with the oil,
with the Ocean Pacific.
Right.
My OP. We got to go old school, right? Remember those?
Yes, of course.
OP. What were the ones that had? Remember they had like a rainbow? Was that OP? Remember the ones that had like this rainbow or something going on?
Yeah, the board shorts. Because everything's a board short.
What's board short?
Longer. Longer shorts.
Yeah. So I got my Ocean Pacific trunks.
I bought them. Oh, okay. Oh, he bought them. Very nice. So Martin said he bought them at Stock Art at Drive Thru RPG. Wonderful. Thank you. So I could. I
learned that, huh? I didn't know you could do that. That's really useful to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because buying custom art's a pain. So that looked great.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. Great job.
All right. I have a new. This is why we do the segment. Because you roll it up, you're like urchin. That stinks. And then you realize,
Do you listen to yourself? Literally 5 minutes ago, you're like, why are we doing this segment? Now you're okay with it.
I'm manic.
I think you are.
I need meds. I am manic. Yeah. Now it's like the best thing ever. This is the best show ever.
It had a neon yellow Speedo. That's what the fans demand that your gnome has.
Is that what they're saying?
That's right.
All right.
That's European. That is.
It's a European gnome.
European gnome. Euro gnome. Boris Yelp.
Well, but the black one is kind of boring because the black one is just like, hey, get away from me. I mean, look. If you don't have a lot of hit points, it's kind of nasty. But with the venom is where it starts getting ugly.
Right.
And all those attacks. Yeah, the red, silver, and yellow is where things get ugly. Fast.
Right.
But so you really need to know your colors.
Right.
How scared you should be.
Well, I think if a 3-foot ball of spikes is moving towards you,
in any event.
Right.
But there's a gem inside.
Well, and that's where first edition, unlike other things, first edition, like, oh, there's a gem.
Yes.
Our players would be, you see, you're turn the corridor in the underground cavern and a large 3-foot ball with spikes. What color is it? Oh, it's yellow. Right. Well, that's worth 400 gold.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Whereas in old days, you would just kill stuff just like, because, hey, listen, let's kill an urchin. We got to kill this urchin is all over us. And then you're like happy to find a gold piece. And you're like, what?
Right.
There's a gold piece in there?
Exactly.
Now, are these related to street urchins at all?
Well, that's the only urchins I know. It's a Hard Knock Life, Annie kind of thing. That's the urchin. Or Oliver Twist. Is it Oliver Twist that had urchins?
We should have street we should do that as one of our monsters. The street urchin. It rolls around like in the city.
Yeah.
It's come on the land. And then they say we came from like fish. We walked onto the land.
Right. There's rumors about that. That's what I've heard.
So we could have street urchins that roll around.
Mm-hmm.
at night, shooting.
A
A gang of street
gang-
urchins rolling around.
Okay, gang. Okay, so urchins attack could be actually a thing of gang of street urchins. I love it.
I think what we need to do is in our town, we need to have a little poster on a wall about like now playing.
Now play. Okay.
Street urchin or urchins attack now playing at the Playhouse.
Okay, at the
Don't you think?
Yes.
That'll be the local
I'm
play.
putting these down because at some point we have to make up our town.
That's the local play.
That's probably our 2020 Patreon thing. Our town laid out, illustrative map of our town.
That would be great.
The throb and tingle and the pass the pearl
and the push and what was the other one? A push and mending magic shop or something, or magic components shop. Or something like
yeah, we had a couple of them. We wrote them down. I have to go look it up.
that. We have the Gorgon's Tail.
The Gorgon's Tail.
T-A-L-E.
That's right, T-A-L-E. Thanks to Nico.
Right, and at the Playhouse is playing is the Urchin's Attack, of course.
Very good. All right, cool. Let's get
writing it down.
taking
Notes.
I have to take notes, or else this Free City of Underdeep. I love it. That's what Vic's talk wants to call it.
Okay.
Because if you did an underwater town, it would even make more sense that the street urchins are.
Oh, but so it could be like It could be like the remnants of that, like Atlantis.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It could be like a sunken
right
city, kind of like the ruins or whatever.
Yeah, and it's slowly being, it's kind of fallen into just chaos, and there's street urchins. I like that. Good job.
Right.
Good job, Vic. Very nice.
That's fun.
All right, spell selection.
Oh, whose book is whose? Is this Eric Bentley's? No.
Oh my
Whoa.
God. Where did you have you been grabbing my books?
Yes. Look, it's getting all mixed around. Who has Jacob Young? I
That's
do.
you.
This is you,
That's fine.
right?
Yes. So that's fine. I'm good with that.
Well, you're good as long as I don't walk off them. Okay. I think I just have two. All right. Are we on to
We're on to spell
selection? All right.
Well, this is where you roll.
Oh, all right.
I'll do it. I'll drive. You
All
need to roll percentages.
Got it.
See if it's a clerical or
53.
so it's not.
What
it's
is it?
magic user.
Okay.
Potentially now magic user illusionist. Will the streak continue? You've got an illusionist a lot. Under 10%, 10% or less is nope. It's
28.
magic user. So
All
D10. 1. All right. Well, you get to roll your
First
D30.
level.
You get to roll your D30.
Oh, that's awesome. It goes forever.
Yeah.
7.
Enlarge. Today's spell is enlarge.
All right. I've learned my lesson from Urchin. I'm not gonna get all pouty.
Yeah, you can get
Because
pouty.
oh really? You're feeling pouty?
Yeah.
You're like, this is not
It used
good.
to be amazing, but then then you read it and like.
Oh my gosh, it's so long. The enlarged spell's enlarged.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot there.
Oh boy. All right. There we go. Enlarge. It is reversible. Oh, I like that one better.
Yes.
I can shrink someone.
That's right. The incredible shrinking people. So go
That
ahead.
would be terrible. Because
Well,
you
it is terrible.
Because you just can't afford. So you're shrunk. What
Right.
do you do? Like
Well-
some magic user's just a jerk.
Well, you get a saving throw, so that's good.
That'd be kind of fun though. You're just like a jerk of a magic user, and so you're just like walking by. You're like hanging out at the park, and someone comes walking by, and you're just like
Touching people, making them bigger or smaller. Hey now.
hello, and
Hello.
they're like, well, we are in the.
That's right. We're in the near the house of the sign of the rose.
So you're like running around. You've just been shrunken. You've been shrunk, and so now you're running around. What do you do?
You wait for how many one turn per level and hope it goes away.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, that's right. It's not permanent.
It's not permanent.
But you gotta hide.
Yeah, you better run. You better hide.
But you don't know it's not permanent.
No, you don't know that. You're kind of screwed. Yeah.
Can you make things permanent? Is there like a permanency spell?
Yes. Is there a permanency? Yes. I don't know if you can permanently enlarge. You'd have to, so that's 8th level.
So, because I've seen adventures before where it was said that spells were cast on certain things.
Oh, it can be. Enlarge is permanent. You can.
There's a list of things that can be, and so a large can be permanent. How do you? What do you have to do? How do you have to dispel magic or something?
Object
like
creature. So is that yeah? So a permanent spell can be used to make the following objects, creatures, or area of specs lasting. Enlarge. Wow.
How do you get rid of a permanency spell?
It's permanent.
Well, what about dispel magic?
I think it's permanent. Let's see.
Wait, hold on. But the permanent can be dispelled normally. Where is that? The permanent?
Where are you on?
Oh, I'm sorry, the last part. Yeah, I'm on the last part of permanency. The permanency application, to other spells allows you to cast some, that's something different.
I mean, I'm sure you could try to cast a spell of magic. Oh.
Okay, be spelled only by a magic user of greater level.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and permanency for 8 would be, you have to be 16th level magic user to cast that.
So I could hang out at the park. I touch.
Right.
Okay, this is sounding weird.
Why?
But you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why the fact that
I
a 16th level magic user is touching people to put
Because
permanency on?
he's a jerk.
Well, the only thing that's saving you from that is if you do cast permanency, it permanently reduces your Constitution by 1 point, depending on what spell you do.
So yeah, you gotta.
They're not really going to do that.
But let's so like you do it to your ex-wife.
I don't have any ex-wives, but if I did have one, I could definitely see that. So
that's terrible. All right, back to enlarge.
Yeah, so I like your permanent thing. That's good. And Martin remind us there's a thing about enlarge because again, as you know,
the DMG
Player's Handbook makes it sound awesome, and you go to the DMG and
it tells the dungeon master
they throw the cold water
how to make you sad.
Right.
You're all like reading this. I do this.
Right.
And then the DM is like.
So while you look it up, did you find it? Because
I can look it up. You're gonna. Oh, you mean the DMG?
No, when you look up the spell in the Player's Handbook, I'll look it up in the DMG.
Okay, yeah, because I got the long entry. Thanks.
But because in the old gold box games, enlarge was one of the spells, and it made you super strong. It didn't really play the way.
What's a gold box?
The old SSI games from the 80s. I think it came out in 1987, so that was beyond.
I don't know what's happening here.
It was AD&D though games. So
really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This spell, it causes instant growth of a creature. Oh, but so can you like put some if they're in a small room?
Yeah.
You basically kind of like crush them.
Could that's what Vic was saying about stuffing them in a hole. The gnome.
Oh my gosh.
Shrink them and put them in a hole.
That's right. You stick somebody.
Yeah, and then when the spell ends, they pop open. Very sad.
Oh yeah, not be good. Increase in both size and weight, only upon a single creature or object. The spell. Oh, you got a range.
Yeah.
So you don't have to touch.
No.
Oh my. So I'm just like, I don't even have to wait to touch you. You're just walking by. They don't even know I'm doing it. I'm like in the bushes.
Right.
And next thing you...
So you're in the park in the bushes trying to enlarge people.
You know what would be great though?
Wow.
No, what you do is you find a troll. You bring a troll with you, and you enlarge the troll in the park. You just laugh and laugh.
That's comedy gold there. That would be awesome.
I think players would enjoy an adventure like that.
They would. They would.
You should let them blow off steam every now and then. Just have one of those.
Just
chaos.
Chaos. Well, my players sometimes think that. So.
All right. So it's half an inch.
5 feet.
So that's 5 feet. Wait, but if you're outside,
it's 5 yards then.
It's 5 yards per level.
Right. The range.
The range. Its duration is 1 turn per level of experience. Turn is what, 10 minutes?
Yes.
So that's not bad actually per experience level. The effect of the enlargement spell is to increase the size of a living creature or a symbiotic or community. And so you can do like a building or statue, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you do a building?
Maybe like bees or something. Is that what they meant by that? Symbiotic or community entity.
Oh. Yeah, it's an entity. I was thinking of just like. Yes. Oh,
yeah,
you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I was thinking like symbolic. You're right. It is like a swarm of bees. That would be good.
Or a shambling mound or something like that. They may be an amoeba.
Or ants.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
There you go.
By 20% per level of experience of the magic user.
So you can double it. You can 200% times 2.
Oh, right. The effect of the large spell is to increase the size by 20% per level of the magic user. Oh, so if I'm... Wait, but so if I'm first level...
It's 20%.
Oh, that's not very big.
Right.
So you double it at what? If you're 5th level, you could double it.
You could double it.
Okay, that's not bad. And so if you are 10th level...
Yes, then you could do it by 200%.
Okay, so I think that's quadrupling.
No, that would be 200%. 100
is doubling it.
So it would be triple basically.
Well,
2 times 200. 5. You were 5 feet. You went from 5 feet. 100% would be 10 feet. 200% would be 15 feet. Yeah, so basically, I don't know why they don't say it that way.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
To make me look bad.
Math is hard.
It is hard. Maximum growth of 200%. Okay. Yeah. The effect on objects is 1/2 that of creatures. Oh, that's a bummer. But so I can do like a oh, so if you're standing on a bridge, I can shrink the bridge, or like a building, you're
That's
standing on something. That's gonna have you got a lot of fun with this.
But well, slow down.
It's like an illusion. This should be an illusionist spell.
Except it's actually used. It's an alteration. It's not an illusion.
Right.
So
it actually changes. I know.
Useful.
Right. It actually. Right. That's right. The maximum volume. Oh, so the creature object must be seen. Okay, that's fine. The maximum volume of living material, which can be initially affected. See, this is where I hate it. It's like 10 cubic. This is where it gets.
Or 5 cubic feet per level of magic user.
This is where everyone starts doing the math, and it just slows things down. While magical properties are not increased by the spell, a huge +1 sword will still only get +1. A staff-sized sword will still only be capable of its normal functions. A staff-sized wand, okay. A giant-sized potion merely requires a greater fluid intake. Oh, so it's diluted, basically.
Right.
It's kind of watered down.
They've thought of everything, Gary. It's like, I know these cheeky monkeys, they're going to, we have one potion, we'll make it bigger.
Because he's been playing with these guys, and he knows, right? This is somebody in the group was trying to, say, oh, so it's a +2 sword now? No, it's not.
Well, like Vic said, there are some practice. You could shrink the treasure down to haul it out. That's a good idea. I like that.
That's a good one. A hurled stone would have more mass. Okay, chains would be more massive, doors thicker. I like this.
That's right, cubic meter. Martin's like, yeah, he thought cubic feet is that cubic meter. Yeah, well,
oh jeez,
we've abandoned the world, Martin. We're still in the English system. If it was good enough for the Middle Ages, it's good enough for us.
Yes, we're more consistent. we're more true to D&D's roots, or whatever.
Convoluted ways of measuring things using hands and stones. That's us.
Wait, that's right. Wait, in his player's handbook or the book that he did,
he's got to convert.
Meters? It's not inches and feet.
There it is. Spell effects 0.15 cubic meters per level. Yes.
That's so they wow. My understanding, I think I read somewhere that the inches comes from wargaming, miniature wargaming. That's where the inches came from. It was like actual inches.
I believe so. Yeah, they measure things out.
Because I can never understand that. I'm like, why in the world would you use inches? But okay, right. I think that's a chainmail. Sounds like.
Well, and so I don't know if people have heard this. Just real quick segue. You're gonna run a Holmes Basic adventure in December.
I like how you apologize for like a digression. Like this entire, it's all we do.
Well, we have a relatively new listener on the do you check the comments anymore on YouTube?
Yeah.
You used to check them, now you don't.
Well, how do I know? I have to I'm not techie. And like you seem to if there's been a comment from like an episode 3 months ago.
Would you like me to send you every time there's a comment?
If you want.
No, that was your opportunity. That was your opportunity to say no, that's okay. No. Anyway, what's interesting about YouTube or podcasts is people are coming on, they'll find the content and they'll start from the beginning.
Yes.
And so there's a couple of new people who are going through it and they're like, oh, we were going through the playthrough and they're like, well, why did Pixie do that? I'm like, I don't know, we did that in January. I don't remember. So I have to like look through the video and go.
Yeah, I was watching this guy's video and he was saying, I'm so excited we're at 100 subscribers. But the video was from like 2015. He has now like over 6,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, he was so. Does that mean like in 5 years from now?
I said we're gonna get there.
We're gonna have 6,000. Okay, but Holmes Basic. I'm thinking of doing Holmes Basic, not because the rules are better. They're just fewer. They're less, right? And so,
okay.
All right. So I think this is a person 12 foot tall would be an ogre, while an 18 foot tall person would actually be a giant for the duration of the spell. So that means I get the additional. Do I get increased damage then? Damage.
It sounds that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get the magical abilities. So that's what Gygax is complaining about here. Is like your +1 sword
is still +1.
Is diluted down and it's magic or whatever. So it's a +1.
Right.
But you are in fact bigger. Like the stone is bigger.
Yeah, but you're not. But the thing is, you'd be the size of a giant, but you're not a giant.
But giants do damage.
Right, but you're
because
not
they're the size of a giant, or do giants do damage because they're giants?
Well, a little bit of both, I think. I'm sure you'll do more damage, but you wouldn't be a storm giant.
I mean, I'd be like I'd be like a thin. I'd be like a tall, lanky.
Yeah. Well, 200%. You're about 3'7" now, so that you'd be almost 10 feet tall.
Right. Well, 3'6.5".
I'm sorry.
They round
I was
trying to round. I appreciate that. DMV.
Sometimes you wear those
the heels
shoes with heels on.
That's right. The reverse, I like the reduce too. Oh, and this is the best part, unwilling victims, because that's what we're all thinking about,
Right.
aren't we?
Yeah.
Unwilling victims. But so what you could do though, you could, like, if you were heading over to the bar and you had a magic user friend, like, hey, make me a little taller. Because I assume can you control how big?
No, it doesn't say that.
Oh, well, that's no good. Because I don't want to be like...
Yes, platform, that's right. Huh?
Oh, because I would just want like a few inches, in height.
We have, at least in this game, I've never ruled that you can power down spells.
Okay.
I'm sure someone would rule that. We'll ask the comment. So the question for Dan is, okay, you're a 5th level magic user. You could then do 50% on non-living material, 100% enlargement of living material. Can you adjust the power level? Let's say I don't want to make it 100%.
Right.
I only want to make it 68.
I want to be a few inches taller.
60. Well, then you'd have if you could do the math, I probably would allow it. So you'd have to sit there and say, this is how tall I am now. It's kind of like when you have to scale things when you print it, right? It's like 100%, and you have to scale it to fit, and you have to figure out the percentages, which is a big hassle. Yes, if you're willing to put the time in, I would do that.
This is the way I think it should be played. Yes, you can do it.
Yeah.
Player says, can I do it? Yes. Sounds
cool.
That's
the rule of cool.
It's the rule of cool. I'm a big fan of the rule of cool.
That's not first edition.
It isn't.
You know what the rule of cool is in first edition?
Oh,
no.
God. Yeah, exactly.
No.
That's
cool.
And while you're rolling dice behind the screen to scare them.
Oh, by the way, there's an urchin roll. Here.
Urchin. Two silver urchins coming.
Here comes the urchin coming at you.
I rolled a random.
That's right.
A gang of street urchins.
Your gnome is dead.
A gang of the Silver Street Urchins. Oh, that's the name of my gang.
The Silver Street Urchins.
Don't you think? The Silver Street Urchins.
They were a great group too.
Yeah, and you know what we use, of course? Crossbows.
That's right.
We use crossbows, and we just fire the crossbows. We surround people. The Silver Street Urchins. Oh, that's a great gang. And a good band.
Right.
Sometimes you're confused. You don't know which one you're going to see.
So Vic says, yes, you can adjust, you can power up. See,
how does he know that?
What?
Why do you believe him?
I believe him because he just said, yes, in his game you can change.
He permits it.
He permits it.
Well, have you looked it up in the...
No, well, this is because Martin did remind me. And so the reason I brought this up, because I think in our summer tournament, we had enlarged one of the spells we gave people.
Oh.
I'm almost positive. And I had to remind someone of the thing that Martin's talking about, because you go, again, Player's Handbook sounds amazing. Then you go to the DMG where Gary Gygax kind of throws some cold water on most spells to make it not be so completely broken.
Right, because let's face it, first of all, magic users are already so powerful, you need to tone it down.
Right, yeah, you don't want to do that. So here's the downside to it. You know how, like, the Incredible Hulk, when he hulks up,
his shirt rips.
Well, here at least they're not complete troll job, which is, I give them credit. All garments and equipment worn by the subject of the spell should be considered to automatically drop off if held by straps or fasteners. Otherwise, to split away during growth, so as not possible to squeeze someone to death in their armor.
Okay. By
means of enlarged spell. Material components possessed will not change size. Coats of mail, however, will be ruined if growth occurs while worn. Note, you can opt to make the target wearing objects an impossible task for an enlarged spell with... I'm going to read that again. Note that you can opt to make a target wearing objects an impossible task for an enlarged spell unless the character is actually touched as to distinguish the creature from the objects.
Oh, okay.
That sounds even more complicated.
So if you got a lot of objects, you might not be able to do it.
Right.
Unless you touch them.
Right. Unless, if you're bedazzled with a bunch of stuff, you'd have to touch them.
So you should carry, as an anti-enlarge mechanism, you should carry around a lot of stuff.
Yeah, just or be completely covered, like in a veil. That would be good too. Then they have to touch your eyes or something like that. Poke your eyes out. Naked and large goblins running through the streets. Chaos, exactly. Well,
yes.
I think, so that's always the problem. Your fighter's like, oh, pump me up, give me enlarge, and I'll, hold the area and become a giant. Then you realize, oh, you'll be naked and you'll...
No, but this could be a lot of fun though, because if you capture a troll, you enlarge the troll.
Capture the troll, okay.
And then, you send him into the town.
Right.
Oh, you can enlarge an urchin?
You can enlarge anything.
So you can enlarge a silver urchin.
A giant...
But it doesn't really change anything, does it? But it'd be cool. It's come rolling down the street.
Well, that
would be like, what, 6
It would be
feet?
6 feet diameter. That's massive. That's a giant boulder.
It would just roll over you and sticking needles in you, right? You're just like, ah.
Oh, and the needles would now go from like this to they'd be javelins.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going deep sea fishing. I'm gonna get some urchins.
Right.
I'm gonna bring them back, and I'm gonna like enlarge them and roll them.
And roll them through town. Well, and I'm curious. This is another question for folks. What happens if you do multiple applications of enlarge?
Oh, I can do it multiple. Oh, well, it said. Oh, you think I can exceed the two? Because your question whether I can exceed the 200% rule?
Right. Well, if like
I do it like 8 times.
Yeah, pump it up, right? You start with, let's say, something that's 5 feet. You double it; it's now 10 feet, and then you cast it again. Is it 20 feet?
So it is just this enormous
giant sphere. what?
You could take a. If it's big enough, maybe we could bounce over a castle wall.
I don't know how. Well, sea urchins are. I mean, the urchins that I've seen, they tend to be kind of squishy, and I guess it could bounce off a wall. I don't know. I've never tried that, but that would be amazing. A 20-foot sea urchin.
Yeah.
But we never use enlarge. It's one of those other spells.
I'd use it.
You would use it.
That's yeah.
But any of that enlarge. Well, and I think the reason you like this, and kind of Vic alluded to it too, is your obsession with giant creatures. You like giant this and that.
I like giant or very small.
Right.
I mean, I like the idea of turning people. You know, I would think it'd be kind of cool to be really small. Well, I ran an adventure like that where they were shrunk. Around the bend.
Honey, I Shrank the Gnomes.
Well, the half orcs.
Oh.
Honey, I Shrunk the Half Orcs.
Nice. Very nice.
Around the bend. So, all right, that was fine.
Very good.
That was better
than you thought it was.
Than I thought it was going to be. I like the enlarge spell. I would want that if I was playing a magic user and I got magic missiles. Yeah. I would be disappointed. Or sleep. Seriously, I mean, come on. We've been doing sleep and magic missiles for decades now. Give me enlarge.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
All right, let's get. We're now on to our main event.
Has Jeannie drank her?
She drank
her potion of healing.
Apparently, Vic has said Jeannie has.
What is it? 2 to 7.
What potion of healing?
Yeah.
2d4 plus 2.
Seriously, the 4th side. Seriously.
I don't make this. Well, maybe a potion of extra healing. That would be d8.
Well, no, I'll do that. I got these guys.
The fancy dice.
2d4.
2d4 plus 2.
4. Oh, 4. 9.
A 9. She's
feeling good.
She's ready to go.
You notice how when you do healing in the actual game, the rolls always stink.
Well, it's a d8 and it's always a 1.
It always isn't it, or a 2.
1 or a 2, and you're like wah wah. Which is why I think in basic, it's d6 plus 1.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's 2 to 7.
Oh, and if someone can tell me where there is in Holmes Basic, I don't want to use the D6. I'm already adjusting. I don't want to use every weapon causes D6, but I think there's a variable damage chart.
Well, you might as well just play first
basic.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. First, when I play first.
No, because I'm not ready yet. I got to wait till I'm level 4.
Oh, 4.
I got them learning.
Okay.
I got it.
Well, so today's episode is about Druids. We are going through the character classes. Mm-hmm. And we've been, one of our dear listeners and friends, Jeannie, who's played Druids is going to come on and talk about Druids with us, just like we had Rod on talking with clerics. So I'm going to get that set up. So while you do your intro, talk about Druids setting us up, and I'll get Jeannie on.
So you're basically letting the listeners know I'm buying time.
Yeah,
got it. Right. I've never played a Druid.
Okay.
And I think, Druids...
Wow, this is going to be tough already.
This will be fun. Druids, I think, can cause some problems, though, because Druids are very particular about things, right? It's kind of a buzzkill, because Druids get unhappy if you mistreat plants and animals, and this can really put a damper on things. Yeah, she looks like she's had.
She got like...
that push of healing really worked.
That was good. Do you hear us? I hear her. I mean, do you hear us? Yes or no? Thumbs up? Okay, we don't hear you. Hold on. We have to figure that out.
And we want to review the Peter Frampton concert.
They went to a Peter Frampton concert?
He's got the T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
I saw online. I can't hear, though.
Yeah, no. We're working on that.
So, yeah, you're just... So, the problem with Druids is, number one, they have to be neutral. And clerics, right? If I understand this correctly, in 1E, you can't be neutral if you're a cleric, right? A neutral cleric is a druid, I believe. So you've got to be neutral, which right off the bat, when I hear neutral, and Jeannie, you need to be aware, I don't know if you know this about us, that Unearthed, we don't use Unearthed Arcana.
The book that shall not be named.
Right. So if you have a druid...
Of course, you just named it. So.
I know I did. If you just had if you have a druid in your party, you're not going to have a paladin for more than one adventure. Paladins will not adventure with druids, right? Because you have to be a good in order for the paladin to adventure with you for any length of time. But so, okay, so the druid we know is a subclass of the cleric.
Well, first of all, let's introduce Jeannie. Hi, Jeannie.
Oh,
how
I
are
didn't
you?
know that. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I was still buying time.
No, you were. It was a great job.
Thank
so
you.
yes, Jeannie is on. Everyone should.
That's okay.
Everyone should see the little figure. Welcome, Jeannie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing very well.
Well,
can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we
you
can.
now. We've had
Okay, good.
We've had some technical gremlins this morning, so it was a little bit of a challenge. But it's good.
That's all right.
It's good to see you. And so Jeannie and Vic, I met them last year when they came down to run Vic's Keep It Blood Red Falls. We had a great time. And Jeannie was one of our initial people in our In Memoriam segment where she discussed one of her characters who died a very tragic death.
And that was that a druid or was that was a ranger?
No, that was a ranger. That was not. It was a ranger.
Silverleaf.
A ranger.
Right.
That's
okay.
right.
Yes.
That's right. So
But I'm seeing a theme here with Jeannie.
right. Which one? Death.
Death. Yes.
death.
Well, that's
I know.
that's a Dorso theme.
That is a Dorso.
No,
theme.
I'm seeing an outdoorsy.
Oh, outdoorsy. Yes.
Right. Theme.
Yes, definitely.
Right. And so Jeannie, we're having you on because we know you love to play druids. Is that correct?
Yes, I do.
And what is it about druids that you like?
Well, I guess because with myself, I'm tend to be more. I like to be outdoors. You know, living in Minnesota, when the weather is good, you want to be outside if you can. And ever since I've been a little kid, I've done tent camping. So I guess it sort of went naturally with my personality.
Now, was that glamping?
So-
Were you doing glamping?
No, I've never been a glamper. No, I actually like roughing it.
Oh, okay.
So that means like backpacking or, camping where there aren't going to be a lot of people or a lot of noisy glampers. So
Now, here's my question for you. If you were a druid and you were attacked by an urchin, would you kill it or would you run to try to save its life?
well, it would depend on if it attacked me, I'd have to defend myself. More than likely, I wouldn't want to kill it because it would be, unless I was some sort of salt water or I don't know if they're in natural water or just salt water, but
Good question.
it would depend. But I wouldn't want to kill it. I would defend myself. So
And hence the problem with druids.
Right. So let's talk about druids in general.
Yes.
So they're considered a subclass of clerics.
Mm-hmm.
So again, last week we talked about clerics. So there's 4 archetype characters that you can play. The first is the cleric, the healer, and the cleric has both combat ability and healing, critical to a party. They're archetypal. Then you have the fighter, the frontline person who does the dealing out damage. The magic user is capable of really changing the dynamic of the battle and the thieving. So those are the 4 core AD&D classes. So subclasses, in this case, druid is a subclass. It is a cleric, so they derive their power from a force outside of them, unlike magic. In this case, druids, their archetype is the Celtic, Gaelic kind of, that Stonehenge druid type of thing, nature worshipping cleric. And they are attuned, very powerful in the nature environment. And so you'll find that on page 20 of the Player's Handbook where they go through it. And the first thing that, and the reason I think Dan brought up this conversation with Jeannie, is the first thing you read about them is that they are absolute neutral. So the idea is that nature is neutral. It's not against you. It's not for you. You are part of nature, circle of life, Hakuna Matata, all that kind of thing. And so for Jeannie's example, which again, this is almost a Kobayashi Maru, right? The giant silver, inexplicably a silver urchin runs by her druid. What should she do? Well, first of all, if it's a silver urchin, she probably was dead before she even saw him, because he could shoot 200 yards away, 5 attacks. But assuming it did, would the druid defend herself in this case? And so a lot of people get spun up on, well, you know what? If it was meant to be, kind of becomes this very fatalistic thing. You know, druid's part of life, the urchin's part of life. Should the druid defend himself? Yeah, but why would you want to destroy nature? So you can get in these little philosophical circular arguments, which I'm not sure is useful. I think this is why, to me, this idea of pure neutral or any of the alignments is problematic. To me, neutral is related to government structure organizing, that the affairs of men are not the concerns of the druid. They're concerned of nature, and that while humanity and elves and gnomes and monsters are all part of the natural order, they don't want to see a lawful environment pop up, because there's too much of that is bad, or chaos running amok, Saruman and his orcs destroying the forest, that's bad. Evil running amok. So it's more of a government thing. Let nature progress in its way. The law of nature is what should be taken forward, because any other way you start getting into this weird kind of schizophrenia of keeping track of. I've heard of people going, well, let's see, there were 3 evil acts done, now I need to do 3 good acts so I can be neutral. I mean, it just becomes a whole mess. So Jeannie, you have a high level druid right now, is that correct? What level of druid is it?
Yes, I do 12th level.
12th, wow.
Oh, wow.
So 12th level. So we'll have to talk about that, because that means your title is druid. And so a couple of things that druids can do before we go over the skills is they're the first class we encounter that has a class limit, at least in first edition, which means there's a hierarchy. Even though they're not lawful, they have a hierarchy of amount of druids. And as you get higher up in the hierarchy, there are a limited amount of druids. So in the case of, it reads at the bottom of page 21, at 12th level, there can only be 9 of these nature priests. Each 12th level druid is a body of a lesser druids, and will have an entourage of 3 of their underlings.
Wow.
So do you have those underlings? Has Vic's campaign allowed for underlings and all that?
I have not progressed with that. And that character plays in... I usually don't play... He doesn't let me play that at home, because she's too powerful. So...
not a high enough chance of death. Oh, because you should have a posse.
Yeah,
right.
I know.
So it sounds to me that right away, what did it take, 5 minutes of talking to Jeannie, that she's getting kind of shafted by Vic in this campaign.
Yeah, she didn't wear that she should be having. She
should have like a cast of 1,000 druids following her.
Yeah, because there's like only 9 of them. It's like the Nazgul.
Right. She's one of the 9.
You're one of the 9. So
yeah.
So druids. So druids. I mean, there's some great things about druids. Druids get an awesome number of spells, right, at first, as opposed to clerics, right? Because, and the good news about this is, my understanding is that I think it was in Sage Advice in Dragon Magazine, it was clarified that druids do get the spell bonuses for wisdom as if they were a cleric, right? I don't know if that's the way everyone else plays it.
Yes, if they are clerics, they get the bonus.
Which means that it can be really nice, because the spell bonus for wisdom is really good, and druids start off with, what are the number of spells? It's really nice at first level, isn't it?
I think they get more than, they get 2.
I'm like, it's really awesome.
Really awesome.
Yeah, 2.
They get considering in basic Clerics got none at first level, so that's a huge improvement.
Yeah, and at third level, instead of 2-1,
Right.
for clerics, it is 3-2-1. And then, so if you're a third level druid, you're at 3-2-1, and then if you add a spell bonus.
Right.
So that's the nice thing about druids is they get a lot of spells.
And at a minimum, they need to have a 12 wisdom. So they have some pretty, they have 2 stats that have to be pretty decent, which means charisma, which again, I find that interesting that druids have to be very magnanimous and charisma, even though they're talking to...
They don't like people. They get plants.
Right, they don't talk to anyone. They're talking to plants and animals. So I don't...
Maybe that's it. You need to be charismatic. Should you do a reaction roll from a plant? Immediate attack?
Pardon?
Right. So yeah. So if you're talking to the plant, do you get a reaction roll? You know, because you have 15 charisma at a minimum. So it just seems clerics. You would think because they're trying to enthrall other humans, other intelligent creatures, that they would want a high charisma, but they're not required to do it. Whereas druids would. Again, I think that's kind of the stereotype of the very attractive druids doing druidy things.
No.
So I guess.
And then the nice thing too is so the benefits are not only do you get a lot of spells, but you get the cleric's hit die 8, right?
Yes.
So
yeah.
That's nice.
So you get to roll hopefully a little higher when you hit. But I like it that when you're at first level, if you're being attacked by a large group of like ogres or orcs, you can cast Entangle a couple times if you need to.
Yes,
Entangle. So, the old Entangle issue. Is there anything in a dungeon to entangle? That's the classic question, right? I'm in a dungeon.
I'm in a dungeon. I see moss.
Right. What do you think?
Yes.
Can I expand that and capture the troll?
Or do I see moss?
That's right.
So you're the DM, and I'm in a dungeon. It's already a no. I haven't asked a question yet.
I will. In fact, when we write this next module, is there any burrowing animals in each room?
Right.
No.
No.
Plants? No.
No.
That's right. So we can just... And doors, which way they open. Got it.
So would a dungeon have some sort of weeds? I mean, does it depend?
Why not? Lichen?
Okay.
Moss?
But you have to have enough to entangle, don't you?
Well, that's the problem. It doesn't really say. It just says you need vegetation to do it.
I don't think Entangle's overpowered. I like Entangle.
Sheer stone. That's right. So Vic will say as soon as Jeannie's character hits the dungeon, it's sheer stone walls. They've used Roundup throughout the whole building to make sure there's no things of that.
Here's when I ran the halls of Tizen Thane, they got Sagathane out of there, and I totally fell for this as the DM. And around some plants, and they entangled them. Were you? I don't know if you were there for that game.
It sounds like it. Yeah.
And then they hacked him up.
Right. No, that was later. Yeah.
Yeah, dismembered him while he was entangled. Yeah. Okay, so
the problem is it says grasses, weeds, bushes, and even trees wrap, twist, and entwine about creatures. So.
Grass.
Right, but grass is like the savannah. Yeah, but that's not the grasses I taught. It's like the grasses in the savannah.
Right.
You know, like in Africa.
It's not enlarged. It's not enlarged and entangled.
It's not like the grass they have in Minnesota. You know, it's like putting grass. Yeah.
Right.
So, okay. So, so they're really focused to being an outdoor. It even says they're more attuned to nature and outdoors than clerics and magicers. So, like with illusionists, if you have a campaign, like we talked about the eco-terrorist campaign, druids would be perfect.
Yeah.
Where they go around and, defend the forest or defend nature from the onslaught of whether it's orcs or those pesky villagers who are, farming the land. So in your character, or at least when you've played druids, do you generally play them as, even though you're supposed to be neutral, do you play them as good? So for instance, if you see a farming village cutting down the forest, do you get enraged by that and then murder the innocent children because eventually they'll become farmers themselves?
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never done that. If anything becomes problematic, when you talk about charisma with a druid, part of the role that you have to get into is being willing to negotiate. Mm-hmm. And if you're traveling into a town or somewhere and whoever you can find to talk to, you try to negotiate that. And because oftentimes there will be somebody who might, like an evil land baron or somebody who might be burning or doing something to affect the crops or making their people suffer who are their underlings. So then you want to try to talk to them, and if you can't negotiate, then you come back and you do
Slaughter them.
you do stuff.
Yeah,
you do stuff to
murder
them.
them.
Like
Right.
druids, yeah, druids get even with people, but they sort of do it commando style. So that's kind of what I like about them too.
Okay.
And it's earth-based magic. There is a spell that I came across, and it was in an issue of Dragon magazine, and you can do you can bless the land, or you can cast, I think it's called blight, so then their crops won't grow.
Oh, wow.
So you can, like, it's almost like a curse. So you can either make it so their crops grow and they flourish, or you can damage their
Watch
crops.
out, Jeannie.
So
Vic's
they...
behind you. He's coming up for a surprise. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was concerned for you.
It's an urchin.
That's right.
I have an aura around me.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe we should do a chant spell for Jeannie.
That's right. So what's interesting, your take on that, Jeannie, is supported by the Chamberlain from Australia, who's chimed in, who said Druids used to broker peace agreements, and Julius Caesar mentioned that the Druids of the Celts could stop a battle. So there you go.
Oh.
That's wonderful.
So that's probably where it comes from with the charisma.
That's good. I like it.
But here's the question: is what's the motivation typically for a druid to be in a party? So we're all rolling up characters. Okay, I want to be a druid. Now I understand that you want to be a druid because you like the nature, whatever. But so do you have to struggle with finding a motivation? Why are you going along with these group of murder hobos, who are just looking for gold?
Yeah.
I know that's a difficult question. And when I travel, if I travel in groups like that, if they're doing something that goes against, my neutral self, I won't participate, or I'll stand back. If somebody gets wounded, I'll, try to do a healing spell on them. But if they just decide to attack a group of bandits because they're just there, I more than likely won't participate if the bandits haven't done anything aggressive. So I do have my, I don't know, what would you call it, standards. So, because it really wouldn't be natural for me. It wouldn't to just go and attack humans just to attack them.
Right.
Just to mess with them.
Right.
So I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because then I'm leaning towards evil, and I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you're just.
So it is. I was just gonna say, sometimes it is tricky to be completely neutral, but like if we have odd people in the party. Well, I don't want to say odd, but like a half orc, or we rescue a group of prisoners and there's orcs amongst them and they want to join us, I would be more than likely the one who would talk to them and, befriend them and welcome them into the group. And if I was a high enough level, I would cast no alignment or alignment, so I could sort of get a feeling for that. So, and I've had to do that before.
So I think what that all means is if you're going to play a druid, you got to play it with care. It's probably not easy to play a druid.
All these characters you're supposed to. I mean, I'm not trying to generalize, but we tend to, again, if they're just a way to get spells or abilities, and you're not role playing them, that's when it becomes a problem. I like what Jeannie was saying, is you do have to play them carefully. They have this. They're part of the world. They're really part of the world, and they have to interact with that. So, very nice.
Yes, we do. And I really like the fact that it's earth-based magic too. Yeah. So
now, what I think. Okay, so you've got. Let's talk about the bad. So some of the bad is that you really should play it appropriate to the character, and that can probably cause some tension with the group, because the group's like, "Hey, where's the druid? We're fighting these orcs," and the druid's like, "Hey." good versus evil. I'm just gonna watch. This will be entertaining.
Well, they're pulling out their slide rule and trying to determine the amount of end result, evil or good, that ends up with this.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, no, I think I'm rooting for the orcs on this one.
Right.
And the party's like, boo. Okay, you've got some restrictions.
Well, I will only help after 2 party members fall, because
Right. Then it's leaning.
Right. Then it's leaning over.
The cosmos it's tilting.
Well, and that's where it gets weird. And the
No,
point
that's
of it,
ridiculous.
yeah. But people think they try to play this.
No.
Well, because of the whole alignment drift.
I don't mean no. I mean, look.
It's because it's the alignment drift again. You have this neutral, and you have the chart, right? You're supposed to pull the chart out. No, I agree with you.
Neutral. So the question is true neutral indifferent, or is true neutral have a stake in making sure everything balances?
Right. There's the chart. So you're here. And,
All right.
and it's such a small box that if you have a DM that's difficult, you're like, oh, well, that's good. You're helping the farmers too much. You're drifting towards good. So then, I mean, that's not the way.
Well, what
I
does it
play
say? Let's take a look at before I open my big mouth or my little gnome.
We're on
mouth.
page 21.
Right. What does it actually say about neutrality? Why they're neutral?
Well, it says right at the top, they are viewing good and evil, law and chaos, and balancing forces of nature, which are necessary for the continuation of all things.
Okay, so you know what? Maybe I spoke too soon. So they're not simply indifferent, because it seems to me there could be different ways to be neutral. You could be indifferent. I don't care. Good, evil, whatever. It's not my problem. Or you could actually be, you think that you're neutral because you think a balance is good. And so maybe those people have an argument there that you're actually, you want to make sure. Right, so you could have a neutral. You could have a neutral thief that you don't care that good is winning or evil. Whatever. Tell me who wins. Whatever. But the Druid seems to be more concerned with it from a balance standpoint.
Well, it could be, or the way Jeannie described it, which I think, I agree with her, is they're not even in the game of. Because the way I look at it is the worldview is how the world should be ordered. You know. Very rigid, very chaotic, very good, very evil. Their thing is, we are attuned to nature. They're all part of it, and the Druids' focus is how things are. You almost, again, they're very conservative or preservationist-like. They like the way things are, because if you get into some sophistry, if you start doing it. So the examples they give on page 21. They're the medieval cousins of the ancient Celtic sect of Druids, and they like nature. They'll protect the crops, and they will protect their human followers and animals. So what would be potentially considered an evil act. So back to the farmers. You have an area that's farming, great, but if you go and destroy half the forest, they would react to that. Now, you could argue if those people are good and they went after him, that would be an evil act, but that's not really evil from their perspective. They're not concerned about that. They're concerned about protecting the forest. So it's almost amoral in that perspective.
So David Thompson, right? He's
the Chamberlain, of Australia,
says it's about cosmic balance.
Yep.
That's about balance. But wouldn't that be like, hey, I want to make sure nothing tilts too strongly one way or another? But then Cyberheston, Druids just find good and evil
that's right.
to be non-relevant in the grand scheme of things. So is that a little different? Is that a little different take?
Well, I think the challenge is do they have to do the cosmic calculus every time they engage with people? And that seems paralytic. Jeannie's not sitting there as a Druid. I'll let her comment for herself. That every engagement she's trying to figure out how this moves the needle. So Jeannie, how do you comment on that?
No, I'll sit back and observe, but I also have to be concerned for every race and for humans, if there's a group of orcs who are burning and slashing the forest, then they're in trouble. And that's a little different because they're naturally evil and they just want to kill and eat everything, basically.
You've met my children.
Well, we've had it. Vic likes to throw that kind of stuff at us all the time. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a that's a different scenario. But in the case of um, finding, it's usually some sort of greedy land baron or somebody who is doing that kind of stuff. And then like if they get, say you come across treants, which is rare, but if there happen to be any treants in the area, well, of course I have to protect them. So
Wait, you have to. So hang on. I want to find out who you're rooting for. You know where I'm going for. Where's the monster manual?
Monster manual.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. So, Jeannie, when you're playing the druid, who are you rooting for?
What are you showing them?
I'm showing the.
Oh, the treant. That's right. The famous
squishing
treant.
the guy.
That's right.
Who are you rooting for in this picture?
I'm rooting for treants.
That's right.
I like, well, and Cyberheston has a good point too.
Lawful evil.
Which is that in the 1,000-year planetary perspective, whether someone is, good or evil is winning out on this day,
right.
Here, big deal.
Right.
It's not going to affect stuff that
much.
Right.
The Jedi was another example. This kind of, they're above the fray. They're not.
That's why I do not want to adventure with these dudes. Nothing personal. I'm sorry. They're not getting into the fray. They have their own agenda.
Right.
Shouldn't the party have its singular agenda for the most part? And if you're always going to look, I understand thieves are problematic because they're going to be stealing some of my stuff every now, but we'll tolerate it. But the Druids, they have their own agenda. It doesn't line up with that of the party.
Yeah, I think so.
Not necessarily.
Have you been? Have you seen the people I play with?
Have you seen the people I've played with?
Yes, I have. I want to ask you, Jeannie. Listen. We ask the tough questions here on GROGTALK, don't we?
Yes, we're hard-hitting interviews.
Hard-hitting, Jeannie.
Okay.
Can you please explain to me your wooden shield? I noticed you have a. Yes, I noticed. Didn't I see your druid with a wooden shield? Can you explain?
Yeah.
How do you explain your wooden shield?
How do I explain it? Well, we can't. I don't think we're limited as to what shields we can have.
It's wooden.
I haven't. But yeah, well.
I have it right here. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable here.
Your Honor. Confrontational objection. badgering the witness. No, badgering our only interviewer we're gonna have. That's good.
Right. We invited her. She's our guest. It's a strange way to treat a guest, isn't it? It's like 60 minutes.
If we're not gonna, because when Vic's on, we're all don't kill us. When Jeannie's on, we're torturing her. That's
right.
Very nice.
And we're attacking her for being a druid. She's like the nice druid.
That's right.
She loves the outdoors, and we're attacking.
Nice job, Dan. Appreciate that.
So where I'm heading with this is, and I think this comes up right, which is the druid. It says, and I don't know what Unearthed Arcana does because I know you guys play with the book that should not be named. On page 19, you do right. So that may have changed. On page 19, it says the shield that the druid can use is wooden. So I guess then the question arises is, are you expected as the druid to explain how you got to, I'm assuming the druid, your character isn't going to go out and chop down the tree and make the shield, right? I assume
it's like if you're PETA and you're wearing a fur coat. That's the idea?
Yes, exactly.
If you're part of the PETA thing and somehow you show up at an event and you've got a minx.
Exactly. So if this was
a
podcast,
right.
Yes, for to save animals, and you came in with a fur coat. Should there be a question about that?
Right.
Is it?
I see what you're getting at. I would look at it as it's being recycled into something you're going to use. Because like if we come across a dead animal or say one of the party, druids are probably going to be more vegetarian, eat like nuts and berries and whatnot, edible plants. And somebody's going to go, shoot a stag or something. I wouldn't raise hell about that because I understand that they need to eat, especially like dwarves. They're going to be eating meat and drinking their ale and everything. Wow. So I understand
that's a stereotype.
Huh?
That's a stereotype.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of.
Then we do something with the hide, and use it all as much as we could. So
like the Indian,
that's
with the buffalo.
kind of. Yeah, that's my approach to it. You're gonna leave as small of a footprint as you can, and so yeah. But I mean, I'm hey, druids, when they're in a party, they're healers, and they will defend if they have to, and using the most the defensive spells that make sense, like entangle and like a second level spell. Heat metal is a great
It is a
one.
great one, but I like entangle. Yeah, you hold them. They're healers, except when they melt people, they have their flesh burned.
Well, she said they come back. Vengeance.
Right.
She said they'll come back. They'll
That's
try
right.
to negotiate with that charisma.
But if not, they're going to melt
But
you.
if that reaction roll is immediate attack.
Of the ways of dying,
Hey,
being cooked alive.
she tried to negotiate. She gave you a chance.
That's right.
She tried to negotiate. You didn't listen. Whose fault is it that you're being scorched to death?
That's right. You brought this on yourself.
You did. You only have you to blame. And do you like entangle because it's actually plants doing the killing? So isn't it really
it's not. They
better?
don't kill. They entangle.
Oh, they entangle. They can't. I guess they don't squeeze you to death. Do
No.
They just you can't move.
Right.
Then you dismember them.
Then you slaughter them.
But
then you cast
but wait
heat
a
metal.
second. But you can't. You need to make careful that you don't slice the plant.
I don't know. That
So
is
you
a
should
good
just more
question.
stabby.
They just keep growing though.
Yeah.
So it's like
Okay.
they'll just keep growing.
So there are some cool attributes to being a druid, right? At 3rd level, you get to identify plant type. Is that useful? Have you used that in Genie? Yeah.
Oh yes, it is, because you have to. One thing you have to learn when you're a druid is you have to be able to identify what plants are poisonous, because you do have to learn how to brew poisons too.
Oh, what's this?
Yes, but that doesn't make you evil necessarily.
Question mark.
So.
Oh. Okay.
So you have to learn that, and it is helpful because then you can identify plants that are going to attack you, like shambling mounds.
Yep.
Which is any kind of monster type plants, and that's. I mean, if you don't have that, then your party members are going to walk right into that, of course. Yep. So, and the one spell that I would think people would laugh at or think it's silly, because I've heard those comments before, is speak with plants. But actually, that can be really helpful.
I guess I was going to ask you about that. I assume that depends upon how liberal your DM is with a plant's ability to speak, right? We talked about this with burrowing animals and gnomes. Right. If obviously plants do speak in AD&D. You're able to, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't have the spell.
Right.
They don't have a brain.
Right.
But I guess so they, and I think that's I would think that's a very useful spell, because the plants will be able to tell you, right, what's passed by recently. Apparently they can.
Right.
Can they see? Well, but that suggests plants can see. Can plants see? Do plants know? What do plants know? They sense.
You're full of it. This is great. This is Dan Unleashed. Do they sense things? Well, I think intelligent. I think the other ones are sense, like a Venus flytrap senses, right? It doesn't see, but if you get near its thing,
But what does it sense? So I want to talk to a plant.
That I don't know.
So I'm walking down a path and I'm talking to a plant. What does the plant know?
That's a good question.
Well, for me, I guess a druid will look at it from the standpoint that they have, like a spirit in them because they're growing. So I would think if you find a pretty good-sized tree, they would probably have a lot of knowledge.
Like Old Man Willow.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, about the forest, right. And the creatures that dwell there, and any real evil that's causing problems, or whatever.
And I think
whatever the DM dreams up.
and I think that's right, because I think that's the rule of cool. I mean, if you're gonna say, well, a plant can't see, so they really don't know anything, they're low intelligence, so they're just basically going to talk about acorns or something. That's no fun. And it's like, why do I have this spell? Well, you're bringing me down. I should have been a paladin. I could have been a paladin. I had that score. I had that charisma, right? Is that charisma paladin?
Right, charisma's paladin.
I could have been a paladin. I chose to become a druid.
Well, 2 less. I think paladins need to have 17 charisma.
Well, I have a 17, and I became a druid.
Oh.
It's kind of like I could have gone to Harvard.
Went
but
to
I
the wrong
decided to
table
go.
at the college, right?
Yes.
They went to the nature table versus the holy
I was drawn to
holy
it.
zealot of seeking justice.
The Druid advisor, counselor, encouraged me, said I should be a Druid and not a paladin, and I believed him.
I don't know. I have problems with paladins too. They can be real pills in a party.
Man. Watch out.
Because they have to charge in no matter what, stupidly.
Be suspicious of anyone who wants to be a paladin. Yeah. The paladins are rough. Yeah, I know. I can see that the paladin and the druid, now it's clear why the paladin and the druid would only be on one adventure together.
Right.
Because they are not getting along. Right?
No, I would have to just keep my mouth shut and step back and say, okay, you go.
But you know what? You can taunt the paladin. I don't think the paladin he's not going to kill you, is he? You're a druid. You're a neutral druid. What's he, can't you taunt the paladin and make fun of the paladin?
You can.
Do anything. He really shouldn't do anything to you.
Well.
Or he's like, I don't care. I'll become a fighter.
No,
I can't take it anymore.
It would be. Well, the other thing is, like you said, they both have high charisma. So this is, a force of wills would be part of it too. They have a lot of, internal.
Well, there's things I could do though to make him miserable that he wouldn't appreciate, like druid cantrips. I could give him a nasty rash somewhere.
I like that
to keep him busy.
Oh, while he's in his plate mail.
That's right.
In the middle of combat or something, yeah.
Well, I would definitely see it. It'd be very comical. We perceive the paladin as this kind of just overbearing, obnoxious,
no sense of humor,
right? Righteous thing, and the just being disdainful of the nut and berry person,
right?
And your hokey religions.
He's like stepping on a berry.
Your hokey religions are nothing like the steel of my deity, and then then the druid casts entangle and heat metal, and then it's not so fun.
The druid paladin battle.
That would be.
That'd be good.
It's just initiative at that point.
Oh yeah, I guess whoever wins initiative.
That's right.
It's gonna.
All right. So can you go over some of the because there's a lot of capabilities that a druid have. They can identify plants, types, water if it's pure, pass through plants, which is great. Changing form 3 times a day.
This is 7th level, is that right?
Right.
Yeah.
Shape.
And I know you like to do that because I've seen you play a character that turned into a bird, right? That sounds very useful.
Yes, it is. Once I attain that level, I usually will shapeshift into a hawk or an owl at night. Or a hawk to see if I can, if we've battled something, say they want the party wants to try to find the lair, I might do that and do some reconnaissance, or shape-shifting into like a Bengal tiger or something like that. Because that's very handy. You blend in and you can follow other creatures or whatever. You can't transform into any kind of monster though. It has to be a mammal or a reptile.
Yep.
Or amphibian. So I've shape-shifted into fish, bears, dogs, wolves. Various birds, even a little tiny bird that I can't remember what it was called, but it flew really fast because I had to go and get some sort of a special potion to heal somebody in the party. So that's about the extent of it. But it does come in handy, and people don't realize it. They think druids are kind of useless, but you have to explore all the possibilities. So shapeshifting is definitely one of the best things you can use.
Well, and every time you go to new form, it will remove 10 to 60% of the hit points. So that is amazing on itself. You're hurt, you're out of spells, you can just shapeshift and get back some of your healing. That's like polymorph, where you get some, but this is way better.
And it's permanent. So when you return, it's what hit points do you have? So if I become a black bear, what are my stats? Those of a black bear.
You attack as a black. You have your hit points are the same.
So that's
Yep.
wait, does that mean so if I'm a bird and
You're-
someone shoots an arrow at me, I have the hit points?
You have your hit points as a druid.
Oh, so
You're a
while I'm
super
in the
tough-
shapeshift,
right, you're a super tough
Oh, nice.
bird.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay. So it's not
Yes.
risky like
Oh,
buying familiar.
Yeah. Right.
No, I was going to say you also get the bite and the 2 claws, front claws, too.
With the black bear. So
When you roll, yep, so if you're transformed into any kind of animal that has claws and the bite, so you get more, you do more damage.
Oh, so right. So you're not only
So-
doing it as like this. I'm thinking like the scout or whatever, but you can actually. So you've shape shifted
you
to
become
turn
a
into
bear.
something good
Right.
for combat.
Right.
Oh
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
What's the biggest thing?
Right.
What's the best thing? Would be a black bear?
Well, bear is what they say here.
A cave bear. Cave bear.
Which is funny because it says you could be as large as a black bear, about double the weight of a druid. But those must be some fat druids.
I was gonna
Because
say.
a black bear is how much does a black bear weigh? That's gotta be.
They can get pretty big. I've never been a really fat druid. I'm usually sort of tall and
Yeah. So I would think about 500 pounds. So you're 250-pound druid. You need to step less nut and stop hitting the snacks there or something.
How long does this spell last? How long does that last?
It's as
not
long
a
as you
spell.
want it to be.
Really?
Yeah, you stay in the form as long as you want.
So I can become a.
yes.
Wait, can I become a? I'm not sure I can become a cave bear. That's pretty big though. Cave bears are 12 feet tall. A black bear
Black bear is what they said.
Oh yeah, I think right. So I think probably I would have to rule that I can become a black bear.
Well, and especially that's the one that was described.
Right. Oh, but I get one. Oh yeah, I get 3 attacks and then I get a hug damage, right?
Yep. You do the hug. Yep.
And I get
If you
and
yeah.
I get
think-
back a lot of my hit points.
Yeah, I
That's very
think
nice.
Jeannie's very affable and friendly. She wants to just hug you. It's like the owl does.
Bear, come
Yeah,
here.
come here.
Nice bear.
That's right.
Bear wants to
Come here,
hug me.
paladin. I want to.
Right.
Let's hug it out.
Right.
hug it out.
She entangles me, and then she turns into a bear, and she hugs
Hug
me.
you, yeah.
That's sweet.
It's
Yeah.
terrible. But that's a very. That's the problem is you got to get to 7th level, and you've got to and if your game is very combat focused, they can only wear leather armor. They have more hit points than the thieves. So, if your druid is not careful, they don't have the armor to get in the front and fight normally. So you have to be
Right.
careful unless you use spells to
Right.
beef that. Now the question, does in your game or in Vic's game, if you shapeshifted into, let's say, a songbird, could you still cast spells like that?
Oh.
You can't when you're in animal form. You
okay.
can't cast any spells or do anything like that.
Yeah, I would think.
So-
Because you couldn't do the somatic or the verbal, right?
No.
And it would be hard. You'd be
No,
fumbling
you would-
around with the material components. Too. Oh wait, it's mistletoe, right?
Well, it depends if you need it. Not every. I was saying a verbal component, or you have the mistletoe around your neck.
oh.
But you got to think like a player, Dan. You got to think like
No, you're
someone
right.
who I want to fly around and cast spells, which of course.
Right.
You could probably land on a monster and then it would take 1 round and then you could, transform back into your whatever, your elf or human race and then you could cast something on them and surprise them from
Oh,
behind.
that's a good question.
I've done that before.
So, the Archduke Chamberlain from Australia, David, asked, I do recall this somewhere where they talk about the different holy symbols, right? It's typically the mistletoe, or is there a level of power? Like if you use more holy mistletoe or whatever, do you get better effects? Does Vic do that, or is it just as long as you have any holy symbol, there's no difference like clerics?
You don't, mistletoe is the most valuable,
Okay.
clearly. So, and then when you pick it, it lasts. I think in the second level, they get real technical about that. So it depends on the DM.
Okay.
We've never come across anybody yet who has been that technical regarding mistletoe.
Page 54.
Right.
But it is the most powerful, and you use that for the spells that have the oomph. like to say.
Yeah,
So
right. So so page 54, right? As I think we're
Right.
right. It talks about this.
Yep.
And so the religious symbol of Druids is mistletoe. Of lesser importance is holly. Some magical power resides in oak leaves. All of the Druidic spells with the material components assume the use of mistletoe as gathered by the Druid character in the manner described hereafter. And so, so if it's lesser mistletoe or borrowed mistletoe or holly or oak leaves, it's going to reduce things, right, and increase saving throws potentially.
Right.
Is there a cost
Right.
on that? So is that in the component and in the equipment? Do the different types of mistletoe cost, I wonder? Because usually
the best.
Well, the best.
Oh, go.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeannie.
Oh, I was just gonna say the best way to do it is to harvest it when you can,
Yeah, but
and then you preserve it, and it's good for whatever, for the duration. So
it's again. It says it's based on the greater mistletoe, which is pretty specific.
Mm-hmm.
That what Midsummer's Eve, right? That's once a year. So once a year, you must cut the mistletoe, cut it with a gold or silver sickle, catch it in a bowl before it touches the ground. Which again, if you're first level,
right.
where are you getting this gold? Are you borrowing the gold sickle, silver sickle? Who
Yeah.
made the sickle?
my dad gave it to me. I got it as a graduation present from
That's right.
Druidic school. Or no.
Yep. You might inherit it, I suppose. A silver sickle, you can buy that if you need it. And really, and the interesting thing too for Druids is that your money really doesn't concern them. If you come into money, you'd use it to probably purchase land, to preserve land, or you'd buy like animals in the marketplace, to set them free or whatever.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's, and if you have a silver scimitar,
I would go with that too.
So at the push and mending shop,
Right.
is there like a little, just a smaller section for, you think,
Well,
mistletoe?
that's what the David says, is that he allows the local herbalist, and apothecary to cut their mistletoe for a fee. You outsource it, and you can get some of that done.
Yeah, because I wonder if also if you buy, like, let's say you buy mistletoe on the street, like, what kind is this?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's greater, man.
This is Acapulco.
Mistletoe on the
This
street.
is Acapulco. Acapulco gold.
Definitely.
Mistletoe.
Did you use, what kind of, what do I need, a silver or something?
Yeah,
what do I
silver
need?
sickle.
So man, silver sickle was used. So I'm buying it from the urchins. What's our gang there?
Yeah, silver.
The silver street urchins.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is
silver. Yeah, silver. Yeah,
This
silver.
is gold, man.
Yeah.
Gold mistletoe, man.
Yes, and it's oak leaves.
Very potent.
These are oak leaves.
Oh no, man! This is good, holly.
You're doing a spell. It's not working because there's a spell failure.
These are fig leaves. These are not oak leaves.
No, there's no spell failure chance.
That's right.
But it doesn't last that long.
No.
Like what the man? These are.
You cast your spell wrong, man. This is good stuff.
Yeah, I want a refund.
Exactly.
Man, this lasted 50 minutes. Are oak leaves.
Brick of toe. That's right.
It's not me. No, you got to do this. I think you got to crack down.
Okay, what? I didn't see you crack down.
I did not crack down.
You.
No, I'm all talk. I get into the game. What missile do I have? Greater? Yeah, man. Of course.
I don't play a lot of Druids, and I keep forgetting that I've seen it probably a dozen times, but I forgot about it. So that's a good catch. But yeah. So let's see what else. So
who can play? We should talk about who can play Druids. What races?
Right.
Level.
In first edition, pre the book that shall be not named, is very limited.
It is. Do you?
The book shall not
Can you?
be
So
named.
what can they be? Who can be a Druid?
And
you can be human.
Elf.
Oh,
yes.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
Judy.
elf. Oh, I was just gonna say human, elf, half elf,
Jeez.
halflings.
Tainted.
What's happening?
Well, gotta go.
Gotta go, James. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
Hello, sorry, we can't.
You've been spending too much time with that other book.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jeannie. That is incorrect.
It is incorrect. I'm not.
No,
well,
don't.
just a minute.
You're not incorrect. You are very.
If you're reaching for that, do not reach for that book.
Don't show that book.
Do not show that book.
Don't look at that.
unless this is what you were going to show. That's fine.
So yeah, Genie is correct. It depends on what period you're playing.
Genie's incorrect. Half elves.
Yes.
This is awesome though. Half elves, it's unlimited.
Yes.
So that's really nice. So there's no disadvantage. So why am I a human druid?
Why are you human druid? More importantly, why can't elves be druids?
Well,
in first edition, does that make any sense?
Yes, it's the ranger thing. It's a human thing.
Oh, here we go.
It's a human thing.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this. Why would they want to be elves? I guess you could be an elven cleric, but you can't be a druid. Why wouldn't they just make the elven clerics druids? But that's another story.
Oh, and also it says somewhere under druids, it says they're the only true neutrals. I think we've had this conversation.
Yes.
They are the only absolute neutrals. Does that mean I can't be a true neutral? If I'm a true neutral, I have to be a druid. I can't be a neutral thief?
No. Why would that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it makes as much sense as anything.
Well,
so in other words, no.
You can be.
So no,
you can be a neutral thief, though. You can be a neutral
true
thief.
neutral?
as
That's the
opposed to
question.
what?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
As opposed to what?
I would think so. Like if somebody's
lawful
hiring you,
neutral.
well, like
Yeah.
lawful neutral, if somebody hires you.
But it says, okay, under druid, it says they are the only absolute neutrals. They are the only. This seems to me to infer, or to imply, that the only true neutrals are druids. You can't be a neutral thief. You can't be a neutral magic user. You can be neutral good. You can be neutral evil. Well, you get it.
Yes.
Are you familiar with it?
Chaotic
You watched our
neutral.
alignment
That's right.
podcast.
You're going to go through all the alignments?
What's
I
going
got
on
it.
back? Oh, no. That's terrible. Oh, wow.
Someone's showing the
I'm
book.
melting. I'm melting.
Showing the book that shall not be named.
Oh yeah,
Hobgoblin
bring that. I
there.
want you to bring that book back. I want you to open it like this and go like
Yeah,
this.
and watch all the pages file.
Exactly. And see what happens.
But I have it right here.
Its binding is not coming apart.
That's right.
No. But they're the best extra
Which-
spells in here for druids ever.
Hold that up. Which cover's better? Let's face it. Come
In-
on. What?
Unearthed Arcana.
You like that better than the player's handbook? This is iconic.
I like them both.
Are you hearing this?
But
Who
for-
is that guy?
I'll fade that. I'll blur that out later.
Do you like that cover, James?
It's like she's showing role playing.
I don't know about
It's like
him.
role playing porn. She's showing. It's
It is.
It's not supposed to be seen.
It isn't. I don't think you can be. If you're neutral, you got to be a druid.
All right. So I know you're a scholar and a gentleman. My opinion is this is in the context of clerics.
Oh,
The druid
you're
is
right.
a
I read
subclass
that.
of clerics. They, in relation to the previous sentence, are the only absolute neutrals.
I see. Oh,
See, it's,
do that for 6 hours.
do that.
and then we'll talk. You have,
He's one of my many familiars.
did he rebind that? Have you been to Office Depot? Many
right.
familiars. That's a familiar.
It's a familiar.
That's awesome.
It's a homunculus. That's what that is.
Oh, I like that.
With mending. So I think it's in relation.
Yeah, they used a mending spell on
They
that
used a
book,
mending
huh?
spell. They did.
All right. So what you're saying is that just means that if you're a neutral cleric, you're a druid.
That's right. Which is what we always used to play until they started mucking it up with like the Greyhawk deities who had neutral deities.
Okay. And you can have a deity. It's unusual, right? But if you you'd mentioned it, the
It's
Celtic.
yeah.
But other than that, you're not having a deity, are
Yeah,
you?
you're
Don't you
you're
worship the-
worshiping nature. You're a guardian of nature. Your
Got it.
spirits are derived from. I gave the example during the chat. It's like Avatar. You have the tree of life, and the blue people, the blue cat people. They're
the X-Farts? Whatever.
no, not the X-Varts. The blue people. Have you seen Avatar?
Yes.
Yes, the blue people, the
Okay.
blue cat people. Who, yeah, they're
They right.
they have a tree of life, Gaia, the whole thing. That's why the Palins want to burn it all down because it's all evil worship. They're just deluding themselves. So,
Which race can have an NPC druid but not a PC druid?
oh, interesting. Did you hear the question, Jeannie?
Oh, which race?
Yeah, and now in this.
Can have an NPC.
Yeah, in this one.
In this one, don't look it
Oh
up.
no,
You are
no,
getting-
you don't
You gotta
look.
guess.
You don't look. You gotta guess.
I haven't had enough coffee to answer
at
that
that.
question.
What's the T-shirt? Oh,
I think it's Gryffindor.
who is that?
Yeah,
Who is Gryffindor?
No, no. Whose child?
that's
Whose
Dominic.
child is that?
He's there.
Whose
Whose child?
Whose child? That's Vic's, one of his children.
Oh, okay.
That was obvious. Someone who pops up and just takes over things.
That does seem very Vic-esque.
Right, yeah.
That wasn't very Genie-esque.
Yeah, that's not Genie-esque.
No.
Kind.
Genie's
nice,
kids are out camping.
Polite. That's right.
They're in a tent.
Helpful.
They're in a tent. Yes. Yes.
He's theatrical.
Yeah. Shocking.
Really, the only reason we tolerate Vic is because you do, and therefore we like you, and we figure there must be a side of Vic that we don't know.
So I'm his better half.
Yes, if he's okay, if you're okay with him, we're okay with him.
You're the only half. That's right.
All right. Okay.
So
what is the race?
I did not know, and I just saw it over there. So, but David Thompson answered correctly. Halfling.
Which is which really that would be very cool to be a halfling druid. But I like your explanation of clerics last time that they're not the type that are going to go out and venture. So a halfling druid is hanging out with making sure the pipe weed is not damaged. They're like
quality assurance of the pipe weed,
right?
Smoking the weed, checking it.
Oh,
and then,
so can a halfling druid help with the pipe weed farm?
I would think so. Oh, absolutely.
I hadn't thought about that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, they're like part of the extension that you go to the county thing. You know the. I'm sure they have that in Minnesota as well. You can go to the county and they have people help you plant stuff and grow crops.
Oh, you're like the extension agent?
Right, exactly. At the Farm Bureau. They're at the Farm Bureau.
He shows up. The halfling druid comes around. No.
That's all wrong.
These poor plants. You're killing them.
You city slickers. That's right.
Yes.
Do they help or just try to kill them?
All right. Vengeance. All right. That's so.
Vic is he's going to remember that at Crucible, that he's the worst half. It's really not that. Is that really going to change the death of
that's right.
the
You're in his. That's right.
Does that?
So I die sooner.
Right. I can get lunch quicker.
Right.
I think
it doesn't really change much.
No. Sunday morning I can get home earlier. That's that's not too bad. I'm casting teleport. That's what. What do you all do? I cast teleport. Where are you going? Somewhere not here.
That's awesome. I survived.
Thanks.
I'm out.
That's right. That's all I do. All right. Well, Jeannie, anything about, we appreciate, what I appreciate is that it's clear you've played a druid for a while and you're trying to play in the spirit of role playing. Oh,
yes.
That's it.
Definitely.
And I think that's where I think Dan and I have experienced sometimes that, but most of our players, they only they make it one-dimensional. Like, I'm a nature warrior, or I don't even worry about that. I just like the stats. And so I think I appreciate having someone who's obviously played a druid for a long time talk about how to go through that. So,
well, and I'd like to give a shout out to James. I think did a good job at the tournament. He played a druid, and so there was this controversy. Oh, sorry, it's getting late, isn't it? John.
Who
are you again?
I'm James. I'm the other Jingleheimer Smith.
Right. So he ran. He played the druid, I think, well, and I realized there that including a druid as a pre-gen can cause some issues. You need to know what you're getting into, right? If you just drop a druid into the game, because you're like, oh, it's outdoorsy, a druid will be useful. You got to be careful, though, because that can bring some conflict and tension to drop a druid. So I don't know that I'm going to drop a druid as a pre-gen in many adventures. So just...
Well, if you get the right people, then you should. Then it's fun, because that's awesome.
But to watch the tension.
Right.
You also have to think about the fact that, like, if you are going to go in a dungeon or a castle, if the druid is a high enough level, they can cast Stone Shape, which is one of the coolest spells you can have in a dungeon or a castle.
What does that do? I'm not familiar. What does Stone Shape do?
Well, you can go right through stone. You can make a door.
Oh.
Or something to get through stone.
Oh.
Like if you're hunting down the big baddie, or hunting down.
Or you want to.
Or whatever.
Or you want to escape.
Or you want to escape.
Where's the druid?
Right.
Gone.
It's very helpful.
Well, that's helpful for for the party. It's not really. She could just turn into, if she's high enough level, she can just turn into a bird and say, "See you later."
Sing. All right. Songbird.
See you, sucker.
Sing a song. Do you guys hear a bird? Hear a bird in here? Yeah. There should be birds in dungeons because I was at a hotel. Birds will fly in, and they're like, "Why are there?" I can see some birds.
Well, it's like the one module you did with us. They had birds or creatures that come into the Tisnthane or one of those. Didn't they have birds flying around?
Yeah.
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 I'm sorry, Jeannie. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say there could be wrens, there could be sparrows, there could be anything like that. Bats are really a really cool thing you can turn into in a dungeon too, and go fluttering down the hallway or wherever. So, yeah, but yeah, they're definitely when that happens. If I'm playing a druid who is a high enough level, I'll usually do turn into a wren or something tiny like that.
Oh, and we didn't even talk about, and I know we're running out of time, but animal friendship is a great low level. Is that first level?
Yeah.
And that's a great spell, right? Because as long as you don't abandon them for too long of a period of time, they will. And this is, we've had this conversation before where, like I'm a gnome and I see a burning animal. They're not my friend.
Right.
But this is, they are your friend. So they'll, you can use them, I assume, as a guy. I mean, I know you can't see through, they have to come back. It's not like find familiar, right? But I would think that could be very helpful as a low level spell.
Yes. You can have them like scout for you. If you know there's something, evil afoot or ahead or somewhere, you can, like if you find deer or anything, you can ask them, can you go, see what that is? Or, where are they? Well, they're not going to know how far ahead, but where are they or whatever,
And what?
Or lead us safely out of the way or something like that.
Yeah.
So we've done that.
Yeah, and one of the things we didn't mention about druids is, like a cleric, they get, I think it's a great benefit, is that they can pick their spells, any spell. It's not like a magic user where you have to have, where you have to have it in your spell book. So that's really nice too. So.
Well, very good.
Yeah, I've warmed up to druids. I
think you're warming up to everything.
The urchin. This has been very educational.
Right.
This is what's good about having me here. Is like I took 30 years off. I only played it. I was stuck in my ways. I played an illusionist. I know almost nothing. Never played a druid.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say when you say
I don't know.
I shouldn't. I'm going to keep it quiet.
There's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different things you could go with that. But so this is I like the urchins were cool.
Yep.
I like the enlarged spell. I like druids.
I think if you.
Well, I hope so. You got a little that bishopy.
Yeah.
Bishopy part of you I've seen came out like, I don't know if I like druids. They're making me nervous.
Well, I felt an obligation to do the tough interview. I'm sorry. That was just, I was doing my job. That wasn't really me.
I know.
Please, we want you to come back. And you're coming to GROGTALK. So that's great, right? So we'll see. Right. Yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing you at GROGTALK.
Well,
and Jeannie, thank you. You signed up.
You signed up for a couple of
my
games, so we're looking forward to it.
So
I think that's
very much looking forward.
So I may have to give you a druid. Do you want a druid? I guess maybe I could give you a druid.
If you want to.
All right.
Well, we were talking about a themed one, and based on the theme that we were talking about, that would work pretty good, like a haunted forest or something like that. So we'll have to figure that out.
That would be fun
for the tournament.
I'd look forward to that.
And this is kind of the dichotomy with playing with you guys, because Vic's kind of hardcore. Comes off as hardcore and focused, very tactical, and if you don't play right, you're going to die. But just listening to how you're playing the druid, if you've got good players, obviously Vic allows for more role playing, ROLE versus ROLL, and I think that's an area that my group didn't really go that way. We did as much role playing just to check the box, not that we were super worried. It was a way to punish the character. Oh, you see a cow being slaughtered or whatever. What do you do about it? Oh, that's terrible. Or when the paladin, the kobold babies or whatever it is. And I think it's
you're
better,
now a fighter.
Yeah, I think if the player is serious about playing the game and really investing in it, those things work themselves out. And unfortunately, that's what I'm learning from this, many years later, is that it's not, the game doesn't prevent role playing. It's the players and the DM not working to move towards that is what's causing it. So I need to work on that as well. So thank you, Jeannie, for your time. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jeannie.
You're welcome. Oh, I most certainly did, and I learned a lot too. And I've found out that if you're gonna play a more tricky, character, you just have to give yourself time to explore all the different things you can do, and because there's a lot of parameters with the druid. You know, the only thing that really limits you are the weapons you can have. But like if you have crappy rolls, you can use a spell.
Right.
You know.
And you get a
So
scimitar, I noticed, which is kind of
That's
nice, right?
yes.
You can use
Yeah.
that. So that's
Nothing
not bad.
says peace and love like a scimitar. So that's
Well, that's what comes out later. First, there's a negotiation,
Right.
and then if that doesn't work,
then
pulls out the scimitar.
Then
lopping
yeah.
of the heads.
But that's kind of cool, right? I mean, that makes
Right.
a druid kind of cool, the eco-terrorist like that, you know? So. I
Oh,
like
terrorist is it's a loaded word. That's you know, they wouldn't consider themselves eco-terrorists. So okay,
No. All right. Vic just wanted me to show
Okay.
you what he printed on his 3D
oh,
printer.
that's, you know what we could. It's
So
almost like what you guys could do is
I'm hoping
you could just eat.
the little
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, show me. Yeah.
that.
Oh, look at there's the
he
boat.
printed a
Yeah,
boat,
that's very
Wow.
cool.
and here's some of our little characters in there.
And they're all upright. They're not dead yet.
I know.
That's the before picture.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, it's a teaser. Oh, look, everyone's happy in the boat. They're singing. Yeah. Yeah.
They're doing something.
They're doing something. So yeah, it's basically like that reminds you like the boat landing on Omaha Beach.
Yes, that's basically what's going to happen to us. Except
We don't know if they're throwing up yet or anything, though.
They should be.
that's right.
They don't know. I would be because I know Vic's adventures.
Right.
My character's vomiting.
Right,
You
well,
see the key.
That's metagaming. You don't want to do that.
That is
You're-
No, maybe my character's going back. Well, no, your character go back because
Right.
you teleported out
That's
of
right.
there or whatever.
You're still the plaything of some
Yes,
creature.
right.
If
I
I
was
remember
cat.
correctly.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Are you talking about touchy feely?
Well,
Yes.
was
Was
that
his name touchy?
he was a
feely?
cleric. It's been
Yes.
it's been misconstrued. Yes, I was a cleric. He heals.
Monsters of the Cloth. Exactly.
So yes, but that's very cool. That boat looks awesome. We
It
really look
does.
forward to seeing the rest of it
Yep.
at GROGTAK.
Absolutely. So, all right, Jeannie, we'll let you go enjoy your morning. And so next week we have Labor Day. Are you going to be around in town next week?
I think so.
All right. So we'll plan on being here
Yeah.
because people are already looking forward to talking about fighters. Will be what we're talking about next week.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys on there have questions or things you want to talk about, or if you want to be on the show, just send us an info@grogcon.com. And for GROGTALK, thank you, Jeannie.
Wait.
Yep.
Can Jeannie needs to roll to
Oh
see
yeah, you
how
have
the
to
show
roll.
went.
That's right.
Do you have a die 10 nearby?
Yeah, do you have a D10 nearby?
You need to roll to see the rating for the show, how well it went.
Oh,
That's right.
I do.
And Vix was a...
I'm a handy dandy dice bag.
Oh, look at that!
Druid. Wow.
Ah.
That should have been the first thing we saw.
Oh wait, and so we have always said there's two kinds of players: those who show up with one set of dice,
The
and those who
original
show up
tree
with
hugger.
that.
That's right.
You're obviously
Triple
that. You have a
bait.
problem. Oh, we've heard about your problem. Vic has mentioned that
That's
you
right.
have a dice problem.
Well, yes, I do. I'm obsessed with dice, so I have a lot.
A polyhedron maniac.
Do you have a druid dice or druid die 10-sided, like has flower? I mean, like plants on it or something? Is green?
I have a 20-sided die, but it's not here, and I'm digging for a 10-sided die. Here, I got one. I do, but I don't have it in my dice bag because it's pretty big.
Oh.
But I'll bring it
Oh,
when
that'd be great. Yeah, bring it to the
we
game.
come to Crucible.
Are you gonna have to check it?
So.
What'd you roll?
Am I gonna? I don't
What'd you roll?
know. But I rolled a 9.
Oh!
Hey!
This
This-
point's better than Vic's show.
Right,
Oh,
well-
tension.
Let's see. We had computer issues. We couldn't get the sound working. But because Jeannie came
Oh.
on, boom. nine.
Boom. Right. Well, and
Love
the
it.
urchin. And enlarged.
And that's right.
There was some, all right, a 9.
That's
That
awesome.
didn't surprise me at all. Well, now we have to have her back.
Right. Well,
Or
so
should she quit at a 9?
yeah, she's
Hard to improve.
This is not going to. Well, there is one level of improvement.
It had to be pretty amazing, though.
It would be epic. So, again, for those who like this jibber jabber on YouTube, we're at Twitter at GROGTALK. Our site is GROGCon because that's what we're focused on.
a lot of grogs.
A lot of grogs. Please review, like, and subscribe. Ah, that's right. We have.
Oh,
the
no, it's
Hobgoblin.
going down. It's
We
an
have,
8.
we have the Hobgoblin.
It's
It's Dominic.
Hey, can you send him? We need a production
That's right.
goblin.
Yeah.
When you come down to Orlando,
Yeah.
can you bring him and loan him
we
to
need-
us
we
for
need a production
a
goblin.
year?
Production.
Just check him.
Well, if Nico's the goblin, he's more of a.
He's a production imp.
He's an imp. Yeah, he's an imp. I
Production
like
imp.
that. We're
He's more like a brownie,
Oh,
probably.
the production
those
brown. The production
vicious,
brownie.
vicious suckers.
They seem sweet.
Um,
Oh, not for a druid.
Yes, that's right. So we're on iTunes. Please review, like, subscribe. I know that we asked that a lot, but I think we do have a lot of fun here. If people want to see Jeannie and Vic and David and a lot of folks, we're having a good time. We're learning about AD&D. So,
and if you want to meet these people in person, come to GROGTALK.
Right. Or GaryCon.
Or GaryCon. Right. Right. You should go to GaryCon. Yes, that's true.
That's right. All right. So for GROGTALK, I'm James.
I'm Dan.
And you're?
Jeannie.
All right, and we will see you next week. Maybe she'll come on again. Who knows? It's kind of, we're just till the next few weeks. We
really don't know till 5 minutes before.
Right. We're in a pub
available?
crawl. We're drunken, going stupidly through Suderham. This is what we do.
As someone has told me about GrogCon,
Right.
when I asked them if they would be there, they said yes if I'm available. So
That's way to commit. Way to commit. So
something better may come up, like I got to go to the movies. Okay, fair enough. All right.
Thanks so much.
Later.
We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Jeannie.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.